The I Am Rapaport app is available for free download on all Apple and Android platforms. Once the app is downloaded, go to IamRapaport.com and click the Get It Now tab to sign up for premium access. Listen to me. Tuesday and Friday episodes are free on the app. Premium access gets you all the primetime Wednesday, emergency, and archive episodes, plus exclusive videos and bonus content. What, you don't have premium access? Here is what you missed. Here I am alone in the gloom tomb. Game 7. This is why I podcast.
Hi, I have Metal World Peace on the line.
5 minutes, right?
5 minutes, 2 questions for the great Brian Scalabrine. Today, we're going deep to celebrate the great James Brown. Steven Jackson, how you feeling, my man?
LeBron, he was a rookie. He came and tried to dunk on me, and I have footage of it. I grabbed him and slammed him to the ground, and this wasn't even the playoffs. There's only room for 4 people on the banana boat.
Download the I Am Rapaport app today. What's up? This is Michael Rapaport. You are now listening to the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast. On today's podcast, me, Michael Rapaport, the Gringo Mandingo, acknowledges a major fuck-up that I made. LeBron and the Cavaliers have tied up the Boston series. Steph Curry is back. Me and G Moody are going to discuss the royal wedding. Biggie Smalls' birthday just passed. We're celebrating Biggie. And we have special guest Ben Baller. Ben Baller is like a Korean Forrest Gump. He's a celebrity jeweler. He's made jewelry for everybody from Michael Jackson to A$AP Ferg to Tyler, the Creator, and everybody in between. He's got crazy-ass stories, and he's going to tell us how to not get fucked when buying diamonds and so much more real-life Hollywood stories from Ben motherfucking Baller. But first, me and G Moody are going to set the table. Miles, Jordan, let me get something funky. All right, my name is Michael Rapaport. This is the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast. Before I get G Moody, whose last name rhymes with duty, on the phone, I have to acknowledge a mistake. So, within the last 8 hours, okay, me and G Moody recorded a podcast, okay? Now, I have said this vehemently for years. First rule of the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast is no fact-checking. Okay, everybody knows that. The first rule of the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast is no fact-checking. Well, I have to make an amendment to that rule. Okay, unlike the Constitution, we can make amendments. It's a flexible, malleable document. The I Am Rapaport stereo podcast Constitution can be amended, and I am making an amendment to that rule right now. The first rule of the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast, before anything and everything, is to always plug your fucking microphone in. I didn't do that. Me and G Moody recorded passionately, vehemently, for 45 plus minutes. About 6 hours ago. Exhaustingly. G Moody plugged his mic in. I plugged G Moody's mics in. Okay? We have the best sound in the business. The I Am Rapaport stereo podcast is an award-winning, worldwide phenomenon. The home of the most disruptive podcast in the world. But me, the Gringo Mandingo, aka the Jake LaMotta of podcasting, forgot to plug in his own mic. So I was talking shit for 45 plus minutes into the air, and it was beautiful shit talk. We were talking about all sorts of things. I sent it over to the Dust Brothers. That's how it works. It's a process. It's a little bit of a technical process. I wish I could just wake up on a megaphone and all the listeners and fans, new ones, old ones, day one listeners, could just hear me and G Moody, but it doesn't work that way. It's a technical process. We record it. Miles, Jordan, the Dust Brothers, they do their thing to give the best sound in the business, okay? And then we pass it out to the fans, okay? Well, this time, I fucked up. I'm acknowledging that I fucked up. I apologize for fucking up, and I will do my best to never fuck up again. But I had to acknowledge this fuck up and say, rule number 1 is always plug your microphone in. You fuck you. All right, Moody.
Yo.
Yeah. So I just made a official change to rules and regulations of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Rule number 1. Before no fact-checking and anything else, any other fly shit, rule number 1 is always plug your mic in. You would think that me, the Gringo Man Dingo, after doing this time and time again, I would have this down to a science. But last time we recorded, less than, 6 hours ago, we were talking shit into the air. It went nowhere. Your microphone sounded beautiful. I get a phone call from Miles Davis, and I'm explaining something to everybody. I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. I am shooting another episode of the TBS show, The Guest Book. It involves singing and dancing, and I'm not talking about the singing and dancing that you may be accustomed to seeing me doing. And you might be saying, well, what do you mean, custom? We're not used to seeing you sing and dance. Well, when you see me do the singing and dancing that I'm doing in this episode of The Guest Book, you're going to go, what the fuck is going on? It's way out there, Moody.
Right.
Way the fuck out there. Way out there. I mean, way out there. But I made a mistake, and I'm acknowledging it, and I just want to say I took it upon myself to change rule number 1 of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. It is officially now, rule number 1 is always plug your mic in, you fuck you.
Yeah. You fucked it up. Man.
I'm sorry. I felt terribly, and I got less sleep than I was planning on getting. Once I found that out, I could not sleep. And I couldn't focus on my singing and dancing moves. Anyway, let's just jump to this. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers have tied up the Boston Celtic series. It is now 2-2.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but Boston fucked up.
No, they didn't fuck up. They got beat. This is a better team. Sorry, they got the best player. When the ball rotates, and then they have to switch off, and then the little guy, who they call Scary Terry, he has to guard him. LeBron just bullies his way to the basket, and it's like a little kid. Lay it in. This is what's going to happen. They're not winning another game.
I don't agree with you. I think they will win Game 5, and then we will take it from there.
No.
Your predictions, as of recent, have been less than stellar. It's sort of like if you have like a soda and it's like, this doesn't taste like that. Like a Coca-Cola, like maybe it's not that cold. It's supposed to be a little colder and it doesn't have that taste. Your predictions have been like a lukewarm Coca-Cola as of late. My predictions have been on point.
What, 2? 2 of them? Out of 3 years?
I'm not making predictions every episode. You're the guy.
I do.
You make predictions every episode.
I got the balls to do that. I stand out there. You switch teams. Now the Celtics are your team. Yeah, your Celtics. Because anybody LeBron plays against, you don't want them to win. Therefore, he wins. So you look like an ass, and this is what's going to happen.
The Golden State Warriors are now winning the series with Houston. They are up 2-1. They had our guy collectively, because we're on the same page, how much we love Steph Curry. They had him dead and buried. Guys were saying maybe the Warriors shouldn't start him. Maybe the Warriors are better off without him. And all sorts of bullshit. Because one of the best shooters in basketball history, one of the most influential players in NBA history, had a bad game, and you want to throw dirt on Steph Curry, you fucks you. So What does he do in Game 3? He comes back and does the old shit and shimmy. What's the old shit and shimmy? The old shit and shimmy is when he shits on you from 35 feet, and then he runs down the court, and he breaks out the old Antoine Walker playbook, and he shimmies on you. You fuck.
Yeah. Steph, man. Steph Curry is fantastic. You said one of the greatest shooters. He is the greatest shooter. And that only guy on the other team, James Harden, with the scraggly beard, he's no MVP. It's clear that he isn't the MVP. The offense is terrible. D'Antoni is terrible. You got this guy out at front dribbling the ball constantly, and then the players are just watching. You're not supposed to advance with any kind of offense like that. Unwatchable. I hope they run him off the court. You win one game, you should be happy. Chris Paul, back to the drawing board.
And the thing about the James Harden, who I like as a player, but I don't think Dan Antoni has served him any good. I agree. He'll win the regular season MVP, but I'm on record saying that award is the most overrated, overhyped award in all of sports, being that it's discussed before the season even starts.
Right. It's like a popularity thing.
Yeah. And maybe he had a great regular season, but they're not beating Golden State. I think that Golden State will win in 6 games, if not 5 games. But the style of offense, like game 2, they played great, right? Houston played great. They moved the ball, and everybody's congratulating. Oh, well, when they move the ball like that, like they're getting pats on the back from playing team basketball. Like it was like an enigma. When the Houston Rockets are playing like an enigma outside of themselves by basically moving the ball a la the Golden State Warriors, they get celebrated. That should be the everyday thing. Like, look, Boston, same shit. Like, they move the ball. Cleveland, like any team that has success, especially in the playoffs, you have to move the ball.
Exactly. On any level. When I played, and I played with a guy who just had no regard for his other teammates, and he's just chucking up balls, the coach would call a timeout and say, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You're playing with people. Spread the ball around. You're killing the morale of the team. It ain't just you. See, but the coach don't got the balls to do that. I'd be like, yo, get this fucking guy out of the game, man.
But also, I think Dan Antonio celebrates it because they don't give any options. Like they'll just be like, have the floor spread, and James Harden, a lot of times he could lollygag to the basket and do his thing, but that's not going to win you games.
Hell no.
And Chris Paul's out there missing layups, and he had one bad game too. So it's not like we're like, oh, we're burying Chris Paul. He's been playing well, and I don't want to do the same thing they did to Steph, but it looked like Houston after that game when they got blown out by 40 or 39 or whatever it was, they were looking fucked up on the yard.
Yeah, it's like a matinee. The other players, they're watching. And when you play with someone like that, you don't know where to go, and you don't know if you're going to get the ball. And it's different like LeBron. Those teammates know, yo, if I'm open, that shit is coming to me. No matter what, if this is the greatest player, his personality is like, yo, I'm sharing. I'm nicer than all y'all, but I'm sharing this shit so you can feel good about yourself.
And it's not even feel good. That's the only way to win big games. Like, that's the only way to win consistently is to do that. Even with him getting the 40 points, it's not like he's ball dominant in terms of I'm going to score. Like, the scoring comes within the flow of the offense. That being said,
can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So who would you say thus far is the MVP of these playoffs?
No, MVP of the season and MVP of the playoffs is LeBron James.
Oh, thank you.
But let me ask you, since you asked me a question, can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Since you like to grease him up nice, I mean, you like to grease him up real nice,
hey, he's good. What can I say?
Who else do you like to grease in the NBA? Because you talk shit about Russell Westbrook, you talk shit about Melo, you talk shit about everybody else. Who else do you like to grease up nice?
Oh, I think Steph Curry is one of my favorite players of all time.
But who else do you like to grease?
I don't have many. This is a new type of ball player. Millennials. I like the old dudes. I like our guy Kmart. I'm not
Jason talking
Kidd.
about fucking Kmart, Stack, and fucking Moses Malone. We know that. I just asked a simple question. In this NBA. You're a fan. Who
Yes.
do you like to grease up real nice?
Oh, I don't grease nobody.
Oh.
B. What I'm telling you is Steph, Clay. I used to like KD until he turned into Benedict Arnold. So
you're still
I don't
on
fuck
that.
with him anymore.
He's still on
Who else? That's it.
You expected him to stay down there in OKC. At this point, you should be loving KD and being like, this guy had the foresight and the grit to get the fuck out of there. Because we're both on the same page. As much as we love Russell Westbrook, it's like rubber room status. It's literally get me out of here, get me out of here. I'm banging my head against the walls, playing with him.
Yeah, he's fighting with the fans and everything. It's crazy. He's gone a notch above bananas. Now he's fighting with the fans as he leaves the arena. So God knows what's going to happen next.
So you don't have any answer to the basic question. I'll just throw it to you. Who do you like to grease?
I don't grease motherfuckers.
Okay.
I like Steph Curry.
Okay.
I like these guys. I told you, if KD would have went to Washington and put the work in with John Wall and tried to bring his hometown team.
No one wants to play with John Wall either. Same thing.
Oh, okay. You go. All right. So, all right. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
The answer is I don't like to grease anybody. You could just simply said I don't like to grease anybody.
I don't fuck. Yeah. LeBron, man.
Okay. As predicted, Johnny Cluckhead made the big announcement. I don't know why a cluckhead like Johnny Manziel wants to bring any more attention to himself. As predicted on this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast weeks ago, when he was talking greasy to me, the Gringo Mandingo. You don't fuck with a fucker. You don't talk shit to a professional shit talker. And he tried to do it. Okay? And we predicted. He had his little bullshit clown t-shirt, and I said, you don't need a t-shirt, Duke. You don't need a t-shirt. What you need to do is get yourself a clown sweatshirt, Duke. Because before Johnny Manziel was even thinking and considering playing Canadian football, me, the Jake LaMotta of podcasting, said, you fuck you. You ain't making the NFL. You're going to be playing in Canada. Well, a few days ago, Johnny Cluckhead made the announcement that he would be playing in the Canadian Football League like anybody gives a shit about Canadian football and anybody gives a shit about anything that has to do with professional football and this Cluckhead. And then I also predicted, I said, not only will he be playing in the Canadian Football League, to get off unemployment, you will be taking crumbs working at that pisshole company, which I will not even name on this I Am Rapaport Stereo Championship podcast. So Johnny Manziel is now a Canadian Football League player and a podcaster. My next prediction is that former NFL racist offensive lineman Richie Incognito will also be podcasting for the unmentionable company. Johnny Manziel, do not call press conferences. Do not go online. Give up your social media account and do not ever talk shit to a professional shit talker. You. Get your sleeping bag, get your North Face jacket, because it's going to be fucking freezing on the sidelines in the Canadian Football League. You. You weren't meant for this. You weren't built for this. And now you take yourself over the border and make sure you don't try to sneak anything over there, because they will arrest your fucking ass. He just had a little problem with some medication. I don't know what happened. I mean, how many times are you going to let this fucking guy off the hook?
What's up with his man? Remember his man was on some Albie Shore shit? Like some fraudulent shit? Remember his rapper man?
Yeah, we shut all that down. We shut that whole thing down. We shut that whole program down in one fell swoop. That's what we do. Don't make me turn that Willie Hutch on. What else is going on? Ruben Foster, linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. We talked about him on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Got somebody, his ex-girlfriend accused. His ex-girlfriend accused him of physically assaulting her. NFL You should cut him. Media, you should cut him right away. This is unacceptable. How much more are we going to take?
Yeah.
Young kid, said he was innocent, plays for the 49ers, linebacker, young up-and-coming rookie. Social media warriors, cut him.
Yeah.
Hashtag, cut Ruben Foster, he's a piece of shit. The case goes all the way to court.
Good. Due process. That's all we ask for.
In court, this piece of shit girlfriend, this trash pail, admits that the whole thing was made up. In court, she admits that she wanted to ruin his life.
Oh. Nice girl. What is love versus what is not love?
What is love and what is a sick fuck? You don't get to be on the sick fuck of the week. That's beyond the sick fuck of the week. That is terrible. It also came out that she tried to do this to a former boyfriend 7 years ago, and there's a whole bunch of mess involved with this.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And apparently this girl had gotten into a little altercation with some other girls, so she had some scratches on her faces. And I think, based on everything I know, although we do not fact check at the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, I'll say it again, we do plug our microphones in, but we do not fact check at the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Ruben Foster, linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers, the reason why he decided to break up with the girls because he was like, yo, I can't have no girlfriend who's out here acting wild in the streets. She said, fuck you. I'm going to say you did it. Literally, simple as that. I'm going to say you did it. Took it, pressed charges. Police were involved.
Yeah.
Went to court. Yeah. And then in court, she admitted she was lying.
Man.
This is scary shit.
Yeah. Any woman, any girlfriend that calls the cops on you, that warrants the end of the relationship. Just you calling the cops on me and trying to have me arrested for some little argument shit, relationship over, and that this dude is lucky that they went to court and they actually, found out that it wasn't true. Because sometimes they just believe it and your life is ruined. Mental illness chicks that do that, it's terrible, man. Good for him, though, that it didn't pan out the way she wanted to ruin the guy's life. What do you gain from that? What do you gain out of doing that?
And she said, I wanted to ruin him. Who thinks that way?
Word. A mental illness motherfucker.
Now obviously, if a man puts his hands on his woman, call the cops.
Of course.
Arrest that animal. Wonder Bread bag, olive oil treatment. But this, I guess he had, this whole thing is a mess because now that the cops are on him, there were some other things that didn't have to do with it that are involved, and this guy's life is just, charges should be put on her.
I don't know why they don't, there's no repercussions, there's no consequence.
There has to be.
Right, it should. You're wasting the court's time, you're wasting the state's money.
False accusations, you should get the same amount of time that he was going to get.
Right. That's a deterrent. I don't know, this is easy, this is simple to administer that. Be like, oh, you can't just come in court and say, this guy did that and ruined his life, so now your shit gets ruined. It's simple. It's fucking simple. And it's Starbucks shit. You see what happened with that now, right?
Yeah, well, what do you mean? They turned it into it's
a fucking bathhouse now. It's a Turkish bathhouse.
Yeah.
They said that whoever comes in, you don't have to buy anything. You could go in the bathroom, you could chill there, use the Wi-Fi. Howard Schultz, I'm ashamed of you being from BK, Canarsie, and you don't know how to handle this shit. All you got to do is have a press conference and state the policy. This is what it is. Paying customers use the bathroom. That's it. Put it up above the bathroom and stand on that conviction.
Just now, like every other restaurant and business in the world. All of a sudden, Starbucks is it's not even a public library. Even a public library, you need a card.
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking latrine. You're going to have the homeless contingent. Once they get word that, anybody could use those nice bathrooms, they're going to be washing up. They're going to be shitting all over the place. And you ruin your own...
I guarantee you we'll be discussing prostitutes. They'll be going in there we can go in here and freak off. Give me that $25, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because there's no rules.
Just like Port Authority, where you fucking get a big shopping bag and you stand in the bag so it looks like it's just you. You on the toilet. It's somebody standing in a shopping bag in front of you. Guarantee you that's going to happen.
What else is going on, Mr. Moody? I got to be honest. Like I said, I'm at work, preparing to sing and dance. But if you could see the visuals on what I look like right now, you'd fucking shit. Like you'd literally get into the 3-point position and drop a deuce. I'm just gonna say that. I can't disclose exactly the details of what I'm saying right now, but soon enough, my friends. Another big thing that everybody was all been out of shape about last couple of days is this royal wedding. Now, I want to say this. I don't like weddings. I find them tedious. I find them boring. I find them physically uncomfortable. Most of them take place outdoors, and as you know, I suffer from swamp ass, especially in the summer and the fall. I don't care if it's my brother's wedding, my best friend's wedding, my big fat Greek wedding. I could give a fuck. I don't like the pageantry of weddings. Now, anybody who's married, I'm married. Mr. Moody's married. I wish you luck. It's not that I don't support the institution of marriage. It's the pageantry of weddings. All that being said, why the fuck would I? And I don't understand why anyone else, I don't care, it's cute, it's so romantic. Who gives two shits about a royal wedding? Do you know that more people watch this royal wedding than anything on TV this entire year? You know, you got motherfuckers that won't wake up to go to work. You got motherfuckers that didn't get up to vote. You got motherfuckers that don't wake up to go to the gym, but they woke up at 2 a.m. to watch a fucking royal wedding. I told you, I have no problem with Meghan Markle. I worked with her on the now defunct War at Home. She was fantastic. She was nice. She was a good actress. Very decent person as far as I know. My man, Prince Harry, who I want to say, I like him too. He keeps it rough, rugged, and raw. Mm-hmm. He keeps it grimy in the streets. My man's got a protruding bald spot. He's got all the means to fix that shit or just shave the entire thing off. He don't give a fuck. He's about that life. Harry Ballgame is about that life. He doesn't give a fuck. His brother, what's his brother's name? Charlie?
WAP. His name is WAP. It's Harry and WAP. That's their crew. And this guy came out there looking like KD. Looking like, yo, it's a wedding. Obviously, he doesn't care. He has an empire. He got a lot of racks. He don't care. I like how he came out. I like how he said, yo, you may think this is all beautiful, but for me, I'm not going to comb my hair. I don't give a fuck. Boom, this is it. This is what it is. I like how he gets down.
Yo, I fuck with Harry. And I fuck with his brother. His brother's name is Charlie Wap, right?
Yeah, Wap. It's Wap. Nappy, Harry, and Wap.
Yo, I have no problem with them. I just don't give a fuck about your wedding, Duke. This shit went on for like 3 hours. They got preachers in there. They got churches and choirs and horse and buggies and all that. Duke, I don't give a fuck about any of that. I wish you luck. I fuck with you, Harry. I'm telling you, I respect that he comes out grimy. He could get a wig. He could get somebody to fill his shit in. He doesn't care. I think it's an inspiration of men. He don't care. Yeah. He got the red hair with his shit is messy.
Yeah, and think about it. You marrying into my kingdom. Like, why should I look all? You the one coming into our empire. It's about us.
He's saying that. By the way he carries himself, he's like, yo, I don't give a fuck about the way I look. I'm a prince.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a prince. My brother is a prince. You know
Right.
what's fucked up? When is the queen gonna? When is she gonna go away? The father, Prince Charles, is that his name or Prince? What's the father's name? Prince Charles, the one who was married to Diane.
Yeah, that's stiff.
He's been waiting his entire life for his mom to croak, and she just won't go.
Oh man.
He's like, she just won't go. His whole life is like, oh, when she goes, I'm gonna be the king. I'm gonna be the king. She's bout it. She's got about 20 more years. She's like, yo, I'm not just turning this shit over to you, Duke.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah.
not just giving up the crown and all that. His whole life has been groomed to be the king, and his mom's is looking like, yo, none of y'all, I'm not just turning over the jewels and all that shit. So, Meghan Markle, I wish you luck. Harry, WAP, I fuck with you guys, but yo, all the to-do, you're not getting any of that love from me, Duke.
Yeah. I didn't watch it, and I wish them well, but I didn't watch that shit.
I didn't watch it. I didn't follow the coverage. I didn't watch the pregame. I didn't watch the postgame. I didn't watch the recap. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Yeah.
Any of that shit. The great Biggie Smalls celebrated a birthday. What can be said about Biggie? Consummate Brooklyn MC from Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. A lot of people, talk about Biggie on his birthday. And I was trying to think of his top 5 favorite songs of mine. And after doing the math, and this is like picking children, because he's got so many good songs that resonate. But on Biggie's birthday week, you always got to celebrate him. 25 years old, man.
Damn. Yeah. Hey, Tupac, same age, just so
Terrible.
young. I mean, he realized his dream, and then within that dream, you get executed. It's just terrible, but at least we have his work, his art to appreciate, and him being from BK, right down
Crazy.
the blocks from me. So, of course, he was one of the greats, and it's just sad that he's gone. That's
From
it.
where you grew up, how far away is where Biggie's from?
Oh, like 15 minutes away.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So influential on popular culture and obviously a game changer in the art form that is hip hop. I had to break down my top 5 Biggie songs as Party and Bullshit, The What, Story to Tell. Then I had to say The Sky's the Limit and Who Shot Ya as my top 5 songs. I left out plenty of songs, and other people can make the list. I was listening to all the great mixes by all the DJs out there who put out that fire for Biggie's birthday, what would have been his birthday on May 21st. There's a feminist out there who is trying to ban Father's Day because she says it's offensive to the 2-parent homes. What if it's a home with 2 mothers? Somebody was trying to do the same thing on Mother's Day, and I want to say fuck you.
Word.
You're not banning Father's Day. My father's birthday is June 22nd. Disco Dave Rapaport will be 85 on June 22nd. I believe the 21st is Father's Day this year. And if you think your little hashtag bullshit online is going to stop me from celebrating Disco Dave's birthday / Father Day, you could eat 3 dicks.
Yeah.
My father's 85 years old. 85. He walks the streets of New York every fucking day. And you think we're not gonna celebrate him? You motherfucker, you. That's Disco fucking Dave. The next thing you do, they're gonna try to, because you're not skeeting, we shouldn't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Women shouldn't get flowers, men shouldn't get chocolates, and vice versa, because you're not skeeting. That's next.
Yo, I thought there was no gender. I thought there was no such thing as male and female.
Make your
right?
fucking mind up.
Right? If there's no gender, yo, Father's Day, Mother's. Why don't you pick your own day? Why do you have to go after the days that are delineated for a male, which is us, me, you, and female, Mother's Day? But in your fucking sick world, there is no genders. There's no male and female. The creator didn't give me a male sex organ and a woman has a female. This is clear what it's supposed to be. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit.
All right, listen. We recovered. We rebounded. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. I don't know what more we could do, Moody. Listen, we had a little situation. We made the best of it. We're going to be banging on them all week, banging on their fucking heads. Like Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
Coming up next, special guest, Ben Baller. Listen, this guy's got stories upon stories. He's like a Korean Zelig or Forrest Gump, okay? He's made jewelry for Michael Jackson. He's got crazy Michael Jackson stories. He's got crazy ASAP Ferg stories. He's got crazy stories about making jewelry for everybody in the last like 15, 20 years in pop music, in hip hop. He's gonna explain how to not get fucked. If you do, in fact, get hitched and you wanna buy your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or significant other a diamond, he's gonna help try to walk you through not getting fucked because you get screwed so easily out there. He's a jeweler, he's a shit talker, he's a big fan of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. He knows the language and the vernacular. Coming up next, Ben Baller on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. All Buttersoft I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast t-shirts are available at districtlines.com/I Am Rapaport. We have the Buttersoft You Fuck You t-shirt, the Sucker Shit collection, the I Am Pacino, I Am Rapaport t-shirt, which is gorgeous, the Gringo Man Dingo, and so much more at districtlines/I Am Rapaport. All right. Ben Baller's in the house, in the building. Ben Baller made the motherfucking chain. I say like the Korean Zelig, the Korean Forrest Gump, because you've had a crazy life. I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, Ben Baller, in the building. So I know who you are, and a lot of people know you are. So if people said, who the fuck is Ben Baller, what would you say?
You know, I had this struggle. Yesterday on Mother's Day, I go on Twitter, and my longtime friend, 25 years, Alchemist, hip-hop producer extraordinaire, me and him grew up together.
Okay.
So Alan is tweeting about shit like, he goes to his Q&A, and he says, anyone ask me, you know, feel free to ask me anything you want, and I'm going to reply. And I just catch, I guess maybe it could have been the 7th question, the 10th question, and someone says, yo, where do you get your breaks at and your records? Are you still shop? Are you still digging the crates? And before Alan ever did any of that, I was a famous DJ, you know, especially in LA. I was a very big DJ. I did all the clubs before DJ AM did, you know, me and AM were in the same crew. Shout out to AM and Homicide, rest in peace, Adam Goldstein. And I had to be a dick because sometimes I need that verification, you know, that insecurity. And I was like, hey, Alan, I wonder, how does it feel digging in the crates? I really wonder, you know, like, what's it like digging for records and finding records in Ohio and Philadelphia? And it must be really cool because I would never know what that's like. And he goes, fuck you, you bitter old Yang motherfucker. You know, he just starts going off. And I was like, you know, people don't know that I was in hip hop. Like, for real, you know, not mumble rap and this bullshit.
Right.
And more so, not even on the professional side, but also on the talent side, you know, like, you know, I like every element of hip hop. You know, you think about the 4 elements or the 3 elements of hip hop, and it's like you got breaking, you got dancing, you got graffiti, you got MCing, you got DJing, so 4 elements, whatever. And I did pretty much all of them except rap. So when people ask me, hey, what do you are? And people say, hey, listen, you know, if you're 21 years old, you only know me as a jeweler.
Right.
You don't know me as anything else. Do you know? So when people are like, why is Ben Baller hosting the 20-year anniversary of Rockefeller Records, the Reasonable Doubt album? And they're like, because Ben was the fucking vice president of A&R, and he was part of the people that signed Jay-Z. And they're like, I thought he was a jeweler. I'm like, yeah, dude, that was for 13 years, you know, but before that, I was in the music business. So it's hard to say who Ben Baller is. And the first thing I say is I'm a father.
Right.
I'm a husband and an entrepreneur. But I can't ever not say, even though the music thing was good and I put work in, I could never take the fact away that I am a jeweler and it pays the bills. And I have to embrace the fact that it's put me on the map now on a whole different level.
So, all right. So I want to get to the priority records and the reasonable doubt. So jewelry. So you're a jeweler. Like what does that mean? Because one of the things that I was going to ask you, because jewelry is such a,
it's a broad title.
It's a fucking broad title, but also like the consumer is such a vulnerable sucker in that thing. Like, I mean, like it is, every time I've bought jewelry, and it's only for my wife.
No, I hear you.
It's like you're like fucking, like they could tell you anything. They're, they take out, what's it, the loop, the eye thing. Yeah. They're like, oh, you see this, and like I know you're bullshit me. The only thing that I'm asking is like, just don't bullshit me too much.
No, yeah, okay.
Like, how much of a sucker sport is being a jeweler? How much fake shit is out there? Forget for rappers, forget high end shit. Forget like when you're spending hundreds of thousands. I'm just talking about like if somebody who's like, I just bought my wife a beautiful engagement ring, and how many people are getting taken advantage of?
Okay,
seriously.
So seriously, let's say for instance, one of the journeys I embarked on after like my first few years of becoming a jeweler was starting to go to, if you're in the clothing game and everything else, you've been to Agenda or Magic Trade Show, and now there's Complex Con. You go to these shows. So the jewelry has the same thing, except they have a few small shows, and they have the biggest one, which is JCK. By the way, in 2017, I won Jeweler of the Year. There's over 300,000 jewelers, nominated. You can't nominate yourself, and bro, we're talking about real people, out there who are killing it. When you think you're big, you're like, oh, Ben Baller did the chain, and you go over there and you see dudes who are selling $20 million diamonds, and you're like, okay, get the fuck out of here, Ben, you fucking punk. You're nobody to me. And it's true, but at the same time, what I've done from where I'm from is, it's
right.
I'm proud of it.
And it's a worldwide thing.
It is. That's the thing, it's global. So this event is in Vegas, and then it's in China.
But stay focused on people getting fucked with the goddamn rings.
So I decided to like go to like, let's say for instance, I was going to St. Louis, right? And you go to a mall. And I'm like,
that's where you're getting fucked. If you're buying your diamonds at St. Louis at the mall, you're getting fucked.
So I go to a Daniel's Jewelers in there, which is a chain. They have them in Fox Hills Mall. They have them all over the place, right? And I go there, and I was like, what's the biggest diamond you carry in here? They're like, what's the biggest diamond you want? And I'm like, I hate people that answer like that. I'm a fucking salesman. I'm a jeweler. I'm also a hustler. So I hate when you try to hustle me. Like, I'm going in there as a consumer. They don't know who I am yet.
You're just asking to see, right?
And
to
I'm
learn.
like, can I see the best diamond you have in this store? Now, mind you, I don't know what the economic statistics are for St. Louis, in
the
2007. Mall. So I go in there, and the lady brings me out a SI1 H color diamond. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a decent diamond, okay? So when I say decent, remember there's Lamborghini diamonds, Bentley diamonds, Rolls-Royce diamonds, and this is a C-class diamond, okay? So this diamond was a 1.25 carat diamond. So, it's again, I might be a little jaded, but this is a smaller diamond, right? But this is a big diamond for certain people who make, 20, 30 grand a year, whatever it may be. So I said, okay, how much is this diamond? And she tells me, I can give it to you for $7,995. Now, at that time, I could probably buy that diamond for like $2,500 with certificates and everything.
That diamond was worth $2,500?
Maybe. Damn. Okay. So but this is one where it gets bad. Where it gets bad is they have a note, like how you don't fact check, they don't
right.
they don't credit check. They give you a finance program. They want you to finance this ring because a lot of people in St. Louis might not have $8,000. They put $7,995. It's not $8,000. It's $7,995. It's not $8,000. Do you know? So you go and get this ring.
Trick, right?
Yeah, it's a trick for everything. So then they say, hey, listen, do you have $200? Put $200 down. Blah blah whatever.
You're fucking spending the rest of your life buying this $8,000 ring that's worth $2,500.
Okay, listen. By the time you're done paying this ring off, you've spent $21,000 on this ring. Now that's just one story. It gets way worse.
But if someone said to you, Ben, how do I know I'm not getting fucked with my diamond? Like, where do you take it? How do you check it? The loop thing? I mean, I think you have to be trained. Like, I looked at that thing.
Yeah.
I can't see, like, to see it through the, I bought my wife a thing and we were looking at it and it's flawless.
I mean, I can see it immediately.
You can tell from just looking at it?
Yeah, because I have a trained eye. But I mean, even going into
But how can a regular motherfucker not get fucked? Is there a way not to get fucked?
I mean, okay, you have to go somewhere, do a little bit of research. There's a website called BlueNile.com. I even fucking hate giving people this right there, but they're kind of like all right, if it's fucking cheaper than us, then you're beyond good. If it's more than us, you're still good. But if it's like, that's like the scale, and I hate using them because sometimes what happens at Blue Nile is they don't stock their own diamonds, so they take people's diamonds in, right? And it's like they're holding a bunch of diamonds like Flight Club, and so they fuck the market up. And if you have any idea, this is such a crazy coincidence. Do you know what a Beckett guide is?
No.
Okay, the Beckett guide is for for baseball cards.
Okay.
You check the Beckett, right? So the Beckett is the guide for how much your Jordan rookie card is worth, how much your Ken Griffey rookie card is worth. Blah, blah. So the diamonds have the same guide. What's it called?
What is it called? It's a Rapaport shit,
Rapaport,
right?
yeah.
I've seen that.
So the rap sheet that's the nickname. The rap sheet tells you what a wholesale cost on a diamond is. The only thing that fucks it up is that, okay, they're the standard universal scale. So if you're in India, if you're in Dubai, if you're in I'm thinking anything that's not North America. If you're in Mexico, wherever else, you use the Rapaport. That's the standard guide. Now, people using Blue Nile, the fucked up part about it is when I'm buying diamond wholesale through a dealer, and let's say I find some Hasidic Jews in New York City and I buy a diamond, sometimes they're giving me a price that's literally a few $100s better than Blue Nile. And that's why I hate Blue Nile.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go through another fucking business. I'm going through a dealer, and that's where the game is now, and they're leveling the playing field. Now, for me, where I get my money is that my hands touched it. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? When Tiffany charges, okay, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. My store's opening up in the Beverly Center next month, right? I tried to get in there for 5 years. For a while, there was this company that uses a turquoise little box that's famous for hundreds and hundreds of years. And they said, oh, that Ben Baller guy? No, we can't have that because it's an unfair competition clause. And they pull out some crazy language and a legal thing. And pretty much, I was selling a diamond for 60 grand that they sell for 120,000. And I'm like, you think I'm getting over? Holy fucking shit.
The same exact thing?
Yeah, and I'm talking about grading scales now, GIA, the whole nine, certificates and everything. But they appraise their thing a little differently, which is bullshit. When you get robbed, you have homeowners insurance and anything else, you have to claim it at a certain at a certain price, whatever it may be. But when you get it from them, I guess they give you a little more if you have a receipt or whatever. But what I'm getting at is if you're going out there, just try to find somebody reputable. Try to gauge your work or what you have or what you're buying or what you're interested in with maybe Blue Nile. Don't go to eBay because it's so much fake shit. And
don't believe the salesperson. Whatever the
never,
fuck you do,
never.
not. When you're going,
even if they're telling the truth, just be like, "Fuck you."
You have to fact check.
Yeah,
you have to diligently fact check.
You do.
So before I get to the pieces and all the fucking crazy jewelry stories, let me just ask you this: Are diamonds a good investment? Like if you buy a ring, you buy your wife a ring.
If
something happens with your wife.
It's in general. It depending, like if you're buying,
if you buy a good one, you buy you spend $25,000 on the best $25,000 ring. Like it's just a great ring.
Then you're just basically putting your money somewhere else. That's all it is. Yeah, and you're good.
It's not going to necessarily go up, but it shouldn't go down.
It shouldn't go down, and you'll definitely eventually, it'll go up here and there. Like someone who spent 20 grand, like in 2006, their ring might be 30 grand now, right? Or 25, 28, 27, depending on what it is, right? Now, if you were to spend $1 million on some stones, like a rare diamond, you could fuck around and flip it for 2.5. Because, you realize...
But I'm talking about the regular person.
Yeah. Okay, the regular person, you shouldn't be... You could get your wife a diamond, which is, that's fine. But if you're going out... I tell people this all the time. And I know you say you don't want to get into this whole thing, but I have to. because I was an A&R and because I was giving people advances, and this is when it was good, I hate to see an 18-year-old kid get his rap contract and he's like, yo, all right, your advance is 200 grand. All right, now mind you, this is supposed to last you until you finish the first half of the album, and then we give you another, and then when you turn the album in, then you get the rest of your money, right? So you need to get an apartment, or you need a house, you need to do this, this, and this. What does he do? Benz, Beamer, watch, Rolex, chain, the whole nine, and no more money for anything else, right?
And this is how these fucking guys go broke.
So
Quick.
pretty much now with these 360 deals, and you don't own your publishing, and you don't get your merch. I've never heard of that shit in my entire life. When people are telling me, I had a dinner last night with like 3 multi-platinum, A-list, enormous stars, and one of them was like, yo, dude,
why didn't I get invited?
And he's like, I own all my publishing. And when he said that, I was so fucking blown away because, besides like Tyler, the Creator, like nobody has their publishing. No one has like, their merch. And these guys are murdering it. And for labels to ask for the merch because the game is so fucked up now with streaming and you can't sell records and it's just
Labels
crazy.
want the merchandise?
Yeah, they're taking touring, dude. It's crazy. So going on when a young dude comes to me and he's like, yo, I want to get a chain. My cousin, my business partner, who is very just, he hates that I do this. I don't want anybody coming back and trying to sell the chain back to me or try to do this, that, and the third and go through the headache. And I was like, listen, bro, if I were you, man, are you sure you want to drop 60 grand on a chain right now? And he goes, yeah. I was like, listen, bro, I'm trying to tell you something. Like, I know a lot of dudes, and I bring up like Smush Parker's name. I'm like, listen, Smush Parker used to come to me, buy all this crazy jewelry, the Smushgalade and blah, blah, and I have no idea where dude is now, and who knows, and I'm just letting you know, man, you never know, I'm just asking you, if you got it, it's really nothing, do you know what I'm saying? Floyd got it, you know what I'm saying? Like someone like, even AI, they're like, oh, AI went broke. You know what? I'll be real with you. During that time where they're saying Iverson was broke, he was wearing $1 million fucking chain on his neck. And this is Las Vegas NBA All-Star 07 or 08 or whatever year it was. And it's like some people got it, some people don't. People don't know how to spend their money right. And there's other ways. Yes, if you fuck around and buy a bunch of chains, you can fuck around and go broke. So I give them the disclaimer because I don't want to be held responsible for you fucking up your shit. And
you don't want him coming back trying to sell shit back to you or return it and any of that shit.
99% of every jeweler I know will never give him that disclaimer.
Right. It's just boom, 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 boom.
And 95% of jewelers are Jewish, even though half my family is Jewish,
So wait, are you half Korean, half Jewish?
What it is my mom's 3 sisters married into Jewish families. So then all my cousins are Jewish because they were born Jewish, mothers converted, but they're, Polish Jew, Israeli Jew, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, my cousins all went to yeshiva, they went to Temple Israel, they went to Temple Emmanuel. My other cousins graduated from Stephen S. Wise. So I grew up that. My sister married Jew, converted. My nieces are Jewish, so like half my family is Jewish. I went to Beverly Hills fucking high school, bro. I went to school with 71% Jewish people, Right. Then you got the Persian Jews, you got the regular, it's just like battles all over the fucking place. So I just grew up around that all my life, right. But I respect it because half my family is, and people think I did it to help my jewelry sales. No, I'm like, dude, like, I'm not going to fucking Seder just for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
All right. Ben Baller did the chain. If I said to you, your 5 most proud pieces that you made for celebs, what would they be? Now, you've done fucking, Drake, Nas, Tyler, the Creator, Snoop Dogg, everybody. You just said Smush Parker, which A$AP Ferg, Pusha, Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson. You made fucking jewelry for Michael Jackson. You made jewelry for President Barack Obama or his crew. So if I said your top 5 pieces that you made, who would they be? And do you physically make them? Like, are you... are you doing the thing? Like, are you burning the stuff?
So for instance, okay, let's start with that first, and we're going to go into the top 5. There's jewelers who are a jeweler because by trade they sell and trade diamonds, and they look at stones that they work in a jewelry store. So technically, by trade, you're a jeweler. Then there's a master jeweler, who someone can weld, right, laser weld, set stones, repair. They're a goldsmith part time, everything else. There's a lot of different titles to a jeweler. I can do all the above, but Wolfgang Puck is not going to be throwing a pizza every single fucking day in his shop. He's got other people to do it. Dr. Dre is not going to be playing piano on every single beat. He produced it though, right?
I got
you don't
you.
see anybody else's credits, maybe except on publishing. And who the fuck's gonna see like, oh, C. Brodus, A. Young, oh, who are these guys after? Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So I have a team, love them, respect them to death. But yeah, I orchestrate and oversee everything that I touch, especially if I say. But we have jewelers I have a team of jewelers and, master jewelers, bench jewelers that are inside my crew that make things for my brand, IF & Co.
I got you.
But for me personally, when it comes to the big dogs, I got to touch this shit.
Right.
Do you feel me? I got to
Right.
touch every aspect. All right, what's the final polish? You start off with the wax cut and this. But I have
Do you
a
go to
set
school
guy.
for this?
Yeah, but my uncle and my cousin taught me everything.
I got
Now
you.
everyone under me had to go to school.
I got you.
Because I don't know. I mean, Kobe didn't go to college, and
got
he just
you.
kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like
But
I just kind
welding and all that shit, it doesn't seem
No,
like
you-
it's like, it seems like a skill.
it is, but there's
You
like
can't
a
just
lot
go to
of,
the welding park and shoot like welding. Like it's like
there's a lot of Korean people from Korea that they learn that trade through like literally just watching somebody.
it's in their
Yeah.
families.
I mean, okay, no offense. How many Mexican people in LA went to school for construction? These motherfuckers are building 5-story, 100-story buildings
I
or
got
whatever.
you.
You get what I'm saying? So going on, top 5. I did a list for Complex a while back, but it was the best I thought. As far as my pieces,
you did a list of best of other just pieces.
the
in
top
general.
100 hip-hop jewelry pieces of all time. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And they want me to do a new one now because it's been like 6 or 7 years.
I mean, it's gonna get tough now because some of this shit these kids are spending
Yeah.
their money. It is some goofy. I want to stay focused. I want to stay
Right.
focused because these guys are wearing some off the wall shit.
Let's go off the top. It's tough because the first two are like, they mean so much to me because of, I go with the backstory, I go with the execution, I go with everything that I put into this. So let's start off with John Mayer.
Okay.
John Mayer's Big Lebowski, the dude piece was so stupid because one, anyone who is a film buff like me or you are, you realize the Coen Brothers, that movie, the cult that goes on with that. There's movie theaters across the country right now that still play Lebowski on a Friday night and people go there and
The
word for
Lebowski
word.
Festival.
Yeah, and that and everything. And like, John Mayer, dude, he's not buying, like, he's a watch connoisseur. He owns $25 million watches at least minimum, right? Dude is so, I can't explain it to you. He's like the celebrity, you can't hate him. It doesn't matter how good looking and everything else. Just one of the nicest guys I know. And he's a personal friend of mine. When he hit me up for his 40th birthday present and he gave me the idea, he just sends me a picture of the dude in his car and he's like, this is what I want. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here. And building it with him in the process and going through like 3 different molds and going through everything. And it was like the effort that went in there was like, this is fucking insane. Then we executed the dude. I found a Japanese scale Lebowski doll from Tokyo, right? From Tokyo. Get the doll, we make the mold, and then we like start going, okay, do we make the hair diamonds? Do we just make it like lined up? Do we use enamel for the glass? And finally, we released what it is, and it came out amazing that people started fucking hitting me up, like Varney, if you know the sunglass company, Varney. He was wearing Varneys in the movie. They hit me up like, hey, we want to send you and John Mayer some glasses, because we appreciate what you did. And that's like, I don't want to go too deep into it, but that's definitely up there.
Okay.
Number 2.
Now, something like that. Now, because I don't know if it's been documented, the prices. I don't like, because ever since, I don't like to blow people's shit up because I don't care about the money. Is there versions of that? Did you get asked to do cheaper versions, more attainable? Because he probably spent money that 99.9% of the people don't, but that love Lebowski, that would love.
Yeah. So a lot of people hit me up for like, hey, can we just get a silver version? Not gold, because let's just say, for instance, for argument's sake, the piece was 6 figures. I can't go into deep.
Yeah. I don't care about that. I don't want you to.
Certain celebrities sign. I had to sign, like Yeezy, for instance. I got to sign an NDA every time. Boom. But like rappers, they never care about NDAs. They want everyone to know how much they spent, right? So let's just say 6 figures. Let's say the piece costs $100,000. If it was made in silver, it would cost like $8,000. That's how different. It's crazy because.
But it would still be $8,000?
No, but not the same thing. But let's say, for instance, I made it in China and I made it out of stainless steel and I gold plated it in fucking Dongguan, China and whatever. Then that piece, if you're only making one, now if I'm making 100,000 of them on an assembly line, totally different because I can afford to make them for.
Do you know how to do all that shit?
Yeah, I mean, I know how to put all that together. Yeah, for sure. Like we've done, like there's big companies like Diamond Suppliers, Zoomies, and I've done like, Ben Baller chains that were like $99. That cost me like $25, $30. But at the same time, people are like, hey, listen, it only costs you $20. I'm like, bro, there's marketing. We got to fucking fly.
And every fucking wants it's like motherfuckers want to, like, you can't be Ben Baller without balling. You know what I mean? It's like,
but it's a business.
It's a fucking business. Like, it's not, being Ben Baller is a business. You know what I mean? Being the Gringo Mandingo, this is a full-time fucking job. All right, so go ahead. So the next four.
So number 2, I'd say Lil Uzi's. He has 2 pieces of mine that are just out of this earth. But let's talk about. Okay, as far as jewelers, there's very few that are famous, right? Jacob definitely one, and I idolized him. When he got put in jail... Is
he still in jail?
No. He got out. When he got put in jail, though, I slid right in and was like, boom. I had one moment because there was 3 other guys that were, big, and then Jacob's cousins are huge. They're still in the game right now. And I was like, listen, there's no West Coast jeweler. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything's in New York. Kind of like West Coast rap wasn't as respected, you know what I mean, for a long time, whatever. So same with jewelry. How many jewelers are famous and become a personality, had their own reality show on, had you name it. I'm the most followed jeweler in the world, right? And I mean, it's the truth, and like with Uzi, we made a movie on his first chain. We made the movie like for real. Like we shut the game down with his Uzi piece and we like mimicked Pharrell's Gucci link chain, all the Fruity Pebble diamonds, everything. So on this next chain, now Uzi got TMZ exposure. And I'll say this straight up. I even actually made his glow up even bigger. Do you know what I mean? Like I gave him his swagger got crazy after that, right? His clout levels went up and everything. So now he's a big rock star. First time I meet him, he's like, yo, Ben Baller, I've been wanting to meet you forever, blah, blah. I didn't want to go through A$AP Rocky to meet you, and I just, whatever. And boom. And like, by the way, Rocky was very influential and introduced me to the new young wave of rappers because he's like the godfather of all that shit. So going on, Uzi hits me up and he sends me this picture of Marilyn Manson that Terry Richardson shot.
Right.
Now, the thing is, a lot of people in rap, and I know it's like, oh, the fuck, you think we're stupid? No, I'm not saying you're stupid, but a lot of people aren't, not articulate, but there's a lot of people that don't know who Terry Richardson is or whatever it may be. And like, all right, boom, Terry Richardson shot this for the cover of Paper Magazine, and this is Marilyn Manson. A lot of people don't know who the fuck Marilyn Manson is. Now, going on.
I mean, some people don't give a fuck about that goofy ghoul cocksucker. No, I'm just playing.
So Uzi loves this guy, right?
Right.
And he's fake Lucifer, blah, blah, whatever. Listen, I don't get into people's things.
Yeah,
until you start ranting about slavery was a choice. You know what I'm saying? I don't get involved until that. So going on.
I didn't like that he started talking shit about Bieber. And I'm like, why are you shitting on Bieber? Let this fuck, like,
who shit on him?
Marilyn Manson.
Oh, fuck.
He started popping shit about Bieber, and I'm like, my man, without the pigeon blood and the whole, you're like just your whole show is this, what is the Halloween shit?
Halloween Horror Nights? What?
Yeah, it's some haunted horror shit. Like if you take all that shit away, like rock your shit acoustic, you can't fuck with Justin Bieber. Why are you shitting on Bieber? Anyway, go ahead.
So Uzi says, let's make this piece. Long story short, I make it. It came out. As far as craftsmanship, I have to say is the best thing I've ever made in my entire life.
Okay.
Right? Better than Michael Jackson's fucking brooch, which was coming up next. But I'm just saying, it was the best thing. And, the crazy part about it was Easter Sunday. And he's performing on a stage. This is Uzi. His balls have grown. He popped his cherry. He's doing festivals now. This motherfucker ain't like some small dude. He's doing the big stage at Coachella. I have 2 hours to get to Coachella. We've talked about this already. I have colitis. I don't like to be in the car for 2 hours in the hot sun. I like to have every single route, know where I'm getting off. I got to jump off the In-N-Out and use the restroom, whatever. I have water. I have everything ready.
If you're lucky, the 10 freeway, as we know, is my bathroom.
Yeah.
I look at the 10 freeway as a public bathroom.
I'm driving to Palm Springs. I bring a separate outfit because I'm wearing this fucking preppy, goofy outfit for my wife and my kids for Easter. And I'm at the Langham Hotel in Pasadena. I change into my hip-hop shit, get in the car, and I start smashing to fucking Coachella. All right. I get there. Of course, Uzi's late, blah, blah, whatever. We go through the whole thing. And Uzi goes, I don't even want to see it. And I was like, fuck you talking about? And he goes, I'm going to bring you out on stage. And I'm like, wow. How many jewelers do you know have ever gone on stage at Coachella or going, and let alone any enormous show? Never has it happened, right? So in the middle of his set, before he's about to do one of his biggest songs, XO Tour Life, Uzi goes, yo, I got something to say, man. Yo, where's my jeweler at? Yo, where's Ben Baller at? And I walk out on stage in front of like fucking 60,000 people. And he goes, pull my chain out. And I pull it out. And I remember Virgil was there. Tyga was there. Like Rocky. I mean, every fucking person, like whatever was watching Uzi perform, they were like, yo, this shit is crazy.
That's dope.
I did a choker chain with spikes. Pharrell was even like, Pharrell doesn't even fucking fuck with jewelry. Even though he's the god of gods when it came to him and Ego, Pharrell was like, that's special. That's crazy. What you did for Tyler and Uzi, crazy, right? That's the most ultimate compliment. No one else can say anything.
Right.
Or you could say anything you want to. But for Pharrell to give the props.
But doesn't Pharrell, he has like that Johnny Depp like pirate shit. It's like diamonds.
Yeah, he has a bunch of shit too. I'm saying he's evolved into a different level of high fashion jewelry.
Right. He's on some
But
other
when I'm getting
shit.
on the hip hop shit, he done graduated to God level. He's immortal now in that world.
Right.
But this choker chain, everything, the Marilyn Manson, and then never in a million years did I think it was gonna go that viral to where I'm like driving, and I'm not even listening to Hip Hop Nation or Shade 45. I'm listening to The Heat, Channel 46 on fucking on Sirius, and like, guess who just got a $250,000 chain? I'm like, he's not talking about Uzi. I'm like, well, who else could he be talking about, right? Then TMZ's running the story. Then TMZ stops me with ASAP Rocky. Hey, how about Uzi's chain? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then it goes so big, it keeps going on. Paper Magazine's like, oh my God, boom. Then Marilyn Manson fucking posts the picture on his page.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, my son, you've done well with the fucking, you know what I mean? The fucking devil shit, all that stuff. And then him and Marilyn Manson become good friends.
Oh, shit.
And then now Uzi's like, I guess, not A&R, but like creative consultant for Marilyn Manson's comeback out. Just a lot of shit going on with that piece spawned it spawned so much shit.
Does he still have it?
Fuck yeah, bro. That's a legendary piece, dude.
Yeah, have you ever made something for somebody that you put your heart and soul in, like you see them a year later, like, yo, I fucking lost that ring or I lost that bracelet? Like, I mean, or if you spend that much, does it really?
Dude, one time I made Fabulous a $100,000 chain that said Loso with the Carlitos Way thing, and the crazy part was it was this fucking gigantic canary diamond yellow gold. And heavy as fuck. New Yorkers love their shit heavy. New Yorkers like fucking heavy Cuban. New Yorkers started all the trends. Fabulous always had his jewelry game on point, and Fab had this chain said Loso. And if you flip it over, it's all white on white diamonds. It's two pieces in one. Dude, he hits me up one day. I decided to post a piece on my BBM. Do you remember BBM back in the day?
Yeah.
I had BBM, but I was posted. He's like, yo, my man, did you see the piece? And I was like, no. He goes, dog, I lost the piece.
Lost it?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you lose something?
He had it in a bag of his jewelry, and his assistant had it or something. I don't remember exactly, but they left it in a van at a video shoot.
Damn.
And it went back. But it happens a lot, dude, and it's crazy. Like,
Jesus.
You know YG, super famous,
yeah.
fuck Donald Trump, YG.
Yeah.
I made him a piece the size of a fucking iPad. He was the first person I said, bro, you're young, you a real ass gangster, you're a real affiliated fucking gangbanger. You just got some paper, you got tooted and booted, hitting whatever. And, I didn't know because that was the song. Listen to YG's music now, and it's evolved into like dope, super dope rap shit. He's like one of the few people I really fuck with, and he's on the West too. And I'm like, you sure you want to drop this kind of money on chain? He's like, yo, listen, man, shut the fuck up, Ben Baller, man. Give me my motherfucking chain. And like this dude used to shout me out on stage and everything. And I was like, all right, let's make the chain. So he left his in a taxi, I think, or something. Like something crazy. I don't know, dude. Shit happens, man.
Yo. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right, so give me the third one.
So
you said you Michael Jackson shit.
Let's go to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Now the level of it, hip hop wise, was not there, right? It was. Well, I made a few pieces for him. I made belt buckle, everything else.
Did he come see you, or does he send a guy?
Dude, the story we're gonna get into about Michael Jackson right now is the next level shit that no one's ever heard ever, and the confidentiality agreement expired like 3 years ago. So I can talk about this now. This is crazy. So anyways, I had to meet this dude 3 times. One time I met him in Brentwood in a coffee shop right off San Vicente
Michael
and
Jackson?
Sunset. Yes. His manager was one that set everything up. I meet him there. I don't know why. Then I asked this Vietnamese dude who worked at the cafe. They had like croissants and it was like fancy Brentwood shit. Like the Brentwood $30 million house area,
Flash
Brentwood, right?
shit.
And so I go, I say, hey, man, do you know who that is right there? And he goes, he couldn't see Mike. And he's like, yeah. I was like, who is that? And he goes, that's Michael Jackson's manager. How would you know? He goes, because Mike comes here once in a while. And I was like, bro, this is like 2008, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, this is like a weird time. So we talk about a few pieces. Now, this is the crazy part. Exactly how far me and you are, that's how far me and MJ were. Managers here. I'd ask him something, and he'd talk to the manager and speak to me in third person. He wouldn't talk to me directly. He would talk to his manager.
Would he look at you?
Maybe glance.
Where was he looking?
He was just like looking into anywhere. He was into a whole different space zone and whatever, I don't know. Now, this is the crazy part. My cousin dated his nephew. So I've been to Neverland before.
Right.
Okay. Now, this is the crazy part. I grew up as a breakdancer. Okay. I was an extra in the movie Breaking. I've been breakdancing almost, I was like a heavy breakdancer. If you're breakdancing and you see that moonwalk back when, when it came to it, did you remember the fucking seeing him moonwalk for the first time? Like, bro, what it did to me and everything. Bro, I idolize this dude. It's a different level of idolization.
That's some other shit.
Yeah. This is Michael Jackson.
And he's totally bugged out. He won't even fucking speak to you.
And I'm accepting it because it's him, dude.
Michael Jackson.
And if Bieber ever talked to me like that, and that's my man.
No one could pull that off except for Michael Jackson.
I put Bieber.
Not Kobe, not Michael Jordan.
No.
Not Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'll put Bieber in a headlock. You know what I'm saying?
No other Mikes could do it.
And the thing is, there's no security anywhere, even though his manager's a pretty badass motherfucker, like Eastern European or Italian gangster dude. There was so much respect that you're shitting on me right now. I'm not going to say a fucking thing about it. All right? So we talk about some stuff. No one knows the whole story. He shows me a fucking unicorn, a crest. And he goes, this is my logo. There was an M, a J, there was a unicorn there, and it was like not a regular unicorn. And he goes, I want this to be made with the top rubies of rubies. So I'm like, rubies? I'm like, now this is where Jewelry 101 comes in. And I'm like, rubies? It's just like $200 a carat, maybe $350 a carat. Diamonds could be 1,000, depending on, I'm saying, the smaller stones, And I'm like, this is going to be a fucking breeze. This finna be a breeze, right? So I tell him, all right. And I was like, what are you looking to spend? Mind you, at the time, everyone's saying he's broke, he had no money, blah, 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 whatever. I made the jewelry for up till he passed away. So I had a budget of $40,000 to make this brooch. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to murder this thing, right? So I'm like, and I'm going to make a crazy profit because this motherfucker goes in and buys all kinds of Fabergé eggs and spends money, don't give a fuck. He just fucks off money, So I go make this piece and I bring it back like a week later, super fast. And he's like, this is terrible. You know what? I think this was a bad idea.
He says that?
Yeah, he said, this is awful. This is not what I wanted, blah, blah, whatever. And to be honest with you, it didn't look very good, but that's the artwork he gave me. And trying to get a hold of him and his manager and trying to get going back with proofs. You find something like now, it's like, fuck this. I take it in my own initiative. You want a piece from me, bro? This is what you're going to get.
Right.
You already know. This is me in the game 3 years, and I've landed the god of all gods, right? And this guy's shopping with like fucking Graf. Do you know what I'm saying? And going to, Harry Winston, meeting the fucking CEO and things like that. Going to Saudi Arabia and like getting a gift for $20 million from a sheik.
Right.
So I convince him that I'm going to use natural blue diamonds. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to make it more detailed. And he goes, yeah, I don't like these little small diamonds. Small diamonds, he means
Michael says this.
Yeah, like pave. This is pave when it's a bunch of small diamonds here, right?
Right.
And he's like, I don't like that. I need you to make it with big diamonds. You know who I am? And I was sitting there, I was like, no, I made him say that to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, could you imagine if I'm Michael Jordan, like, yo, do you know who the fuck I am? Like, we're on a basketball court of all places.
Were you bugging out when he was like, didn't like your shit?
Nah, I kind of felt like he gave me a bad blueprint.
I got
like,
you.
You know what I mean? Like the artwork was already.
Did he have the Michael Jackson voice, the soft shit, or because a lot of people talk about meeting him and then in real life?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like it was. It was. I heard this guy cuss. 100 times. Like he cussed. He said some crazy shit.
But was the voice softer, or was it more of a had a little bass in it?
A little more bass in it. Yeah.
It wasn't the fruity pebble shit.
No, a little more bass in it. Right. But it wasn't like he didn't have fucking. He didn't have Teddy Pendergrass's voice.
Right.
But like. I go back to the drawing board, I make this piece, and he likes it. So I'm like, fucking amazing. Now he wants a 50 karat diamond belt buckle. And I'm like, this dude's out of his fucking mind. Better for me, right? So he's renting this house on Sunset by like UCLA, like kind of like in that one area, right? Bel Air, blah, blah, whatever. Holy Hills.
That's the house where he passed away in, right?
Yeah. So this house is fucking enormous.
You go to the house?
The last time I ever saw him, I go to the house. We start talking about a bunch of stuff, and this is when I realized, Ben, you're out of your league, and you have to just let him know you're out of your league. So he goes, I'm looking for a diamond. And this diamond was like a 47 karat blue diamond that was worth maybe like, at the time, maybe like $7 million. And it was, dude, it wasn't, well, only was it beyond my pay grade and everything else. It was so, I was so out of my element that like, it was embarrassing.
Right.
Because
this sounds like some James Bond
yeah,
shit.
this is
some
beyond,
Pink
like, no,
Panther
really
shit.
like for real. Like, could you imagine like, you'd be like, yo, listen, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to have lunch in Dubai tomorrow.
Right.
And then I'm going to fly to Paris and I'm going to slide down the Eiffel Tower and then maybe I'm going to go home. Just crazy shit like that.
Right,
It was
right.
like, it didn't make sense to me. So we had this conversation. We're talking. He's in the middle of saying something and he gets up. Again, this is not talking to me. He gets up off his couch and he leaves in the middle of a conversation. I'd say I thought we were about 80% done in our discussion. So he leaves. So I sit back. 10 minutes goes by.
You're there by yourself at
Yes,
this point?
in his house.
You and Michael Jackson.
And his manager. His manager and him, he gets up, then his manager gets up. And so I figure, all right,
And they're
cool.
not like, hold on, I'm going to go get a drink.
They
I'm
don't
gonna
say
hold on.
nothing.
They
He just gets up.
the conversation.
And like I said, we have
they're
there's
on
at
to
least-
another thing.
There's 20% left that we need to talk about. So, and this is the last time I ever saw him, by the way. So he leaves. We're not done. And 20 minutes goes by. And I'm like, you know what, man? I'm not going to disrespect him. So I'm just going to chill. 45 minutes goes by. And I'm like, all right, fuck this shit. Like, not saying like fuck him, but like, all right, dude, like I need to figure out what's going on because maybe something's wrong. Maybe something's wrong in the house. Maybe something's going on. So I get up, I start walking around. I never get lost. My geography's insane. I'd be in China, fucking Korea, Philippines. I know where I'm at. I go through a wrong door. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I run into his chef. And he goes, hey, what you doing? I was like, hey, you seen MJ? And he goes, I haven't seen MJ in a week. And I was like, what? And he goes, I haven't seen MJ in a week. And he goes, who are you? I said, oh, I'm Ben Baller. I'm a jeweler. And he goes, oh, you're a jeweler? You make jewelry? I was like, yeah. And this dude is like a regular, white dude, whatever. And, he didn't have like a French accent or nothing or anything. So, but I mean, he's a chef. So could you imagine how fucking ill this dude is?
Right.
He's got to be the illest dude in
But he
Alaska,
hasn't
right?
seen him in a week.
Yeah. So like, I'm thinking in my brain, like this dude, like on some special ed shit, like I'm getting some alligator souffle,
Right.
Blah, blah, whatever. So at that point, I've signed a confidentiality agreement, So I could ask this dude pretty much, I felt confident asking this dude anything because I can't talk about it, right?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, man, you haven't seen him? And he goes, no, dude, this is a big house. If you haven't noticed, it's a very big house, I haven't seen him. So, I was like, so you haven't cooked in a week? And he goes, no, I cook. There's food always here. I cook every day. I was like, what's the craziest thing you've ever cooked for Michael Jackson? I'm sorry, I just want to know. And he goes, the craziest thing. And he's eating chips, and he's like, by the way, chips that he made, right? Potato chips he made.
Right.
He goes, we were in Paris during the Dangerous tour. And I guess he rented out the entire penthouse. I don't know what the hotel was. Rented out the entire floor. Bro, I don't know if there are 75 rooms on the floor. I don't know if there's 100, but there's more than like 15 rooms on the floor, right?
Right.
Rents the whole top floor out because he didn't want to be on the same floor. And he said he was leaving to go to the show to perform. And he came up to him and he goes, I'm going to be coming back at this time with some guests, my little friends. So I want you to make some gourmet chocolate Easter eggs. I want you to hide them all over the hotel. And we're going to have an Easter egg hunt. And that was the fucking most bugged out shit I ever heard in my entire life.
Him saying his little friends. Who the
Because
fuck are his little friends?
I don't know. That wasn't what I meant, but I'm just saying like that was verbatim what he said. But the ill shit was, you're a chef, right? You're Michael Jackson's chef. So if he says he wants a pizza, you gotta have a pizza and ready to go in the
Right.
fridge. If you want kimchi,
Right.
got it ready to go, right?
Right.
Oh, you know what? Today I want to have Jamaican goat curry, whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
Right,
like that,
right.
this
This
fridge,
high-end shit.
his fridge was bigger than this room that we're in right now. No joke, straight up. I grabbed a Mountain Dew out of that bitch, all right? So like I'm thinking, who has the gold foil at 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. or something in
Right.
Paris to go? But he had to obviously make it
gotta
happen.
find the shit.
Yeah, and then make the fucking chocolate eggs, right? With the little hollow inside and hide them around the fucking... That's just some crazy shit.
That's some crazy
So just
decadent
because
shit.
of the experience, MJ gets top 5 regardless because of who he is and everything else.
Of course. All right, two more.
So Tyler, the Creator, it's like
Well, what is his deal in terms of like, what's his fucking deal? Like a few years ago, he came. Like I was like, oh, this guy's bringing some new shit. I'm like, and then the music. Like I respect him. I've met him. He's a nice guy. But I'm like, what is his fucking story? This Tyler, the Creator. What does he do? Like, do kids like his music? Like, he brought this whole thing in, like, because I think he's more talented than his music has shown.
Have you seen his videos? He's insane. He's an unbelievable director, and
he's like an artist kind of kid. But where are the bangers at?
All right, I've known Tyler since he was 16. All right, and
some Fairfax shit, right?
Yeah, he worked in a diamond store. He worked at Diamond Supply. Which shout out to my boy Nick Diamond. He's on Fairfax. He was one of the OG kids running around Fairfax, skateboarding around, and he created this collective. His manager and that runs his label and everything was Eminem's artist director. At back at Interscope. And Chris Clancy's an amazing, talented dude. And they brought up this collective with Odd Future. And, Tyler had a vision. And he's super weird and everything else, but he's a genius. He's brilliant in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I think he has like 4 albums out or 3. I don't know exactly, but I'm going to be real with you. I might know like 3 songs. And a couple that I fuck with, but like not really and everything. And he knows that. And he'll do shows. I don't go to a lot of shows with him. But something about him, he has a crazy following,
right.
and I think Uzi was spawned from that, and a lot of other people and everything.
He spawned this sort of like offbeat nerd, whatever the fuck you want to call it, like nerdier than like the Pharrell nerd. Like I can't even compare him to Pharrell because Pharrell's on a different level.
But even like weirder than Fishbone was back in the day when like music was out. He was so alternative.
It's like some hip hop nerd shit.
It was just crazy.
But I'm like, I don't know what the fuck it is.
The thing about Tyler that I love is that, okay, he has a private account, Instagram account, he has a private Twitter account, and that's like 130, like less than that shit, like 45 people follow it, right? And like he'll really talk there, and he really uses it really well. And some of the shit he says is amazing. Like I wish I could it's fucking hilarious. I won't speak about it, but it's hilarious. So like I don't try to understand Tyler, but there's a lot of other sides of him that no one would ever think. Like, for instance, you would never think that he owns McLarens and Ferraris, and like he likes that shit, and I'm a car connoisseur. If it wasn't for, as corny LA first world this sounds, if it wasn't for my Ferrari dealer, Amir, who sold Austin Rivers his car, me and Austin Rivers are really good friends. He said, listen to this Austin Rivers podcast about, and that's where I found your podcast.
Oh, right.
Through Austin Rivers,
Right.
So like, like Tyler's just a car dude and whatever. And like, he loves music. I'm going to tell you this real quick. One of the first things I respected was, one, you come on the show, you break out and you have your break beats, you have your funky beat, you have music. And I'm like, wow, you know what? I'm going to check Michael Rapaport because one time I saw him in Target about 11 years ago.
Me?
Yeah. And you're with your 2 kids. They were pretty young at the time. And you were like, you were in your Danny Aiello mode. You're like, what the fuck? Hey, how you doing? You looked at me, you made eye contact with me. Okay, fuck you. Yeah. Oh, have a nice day. You're irritated. It could have been the colitis, could have been the kids are driving you crazy. I'm a dad, I get it. And I was like, boom, I seen Zebrahead, bro. I'm OG, right? I've seen everything. I remember fucking, your name wasn't Telly. What was it from Higher Learning? Remy.
Telly's cousin from Kids.
So Telly, that's right. But so I'm like soaking this all in. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna check this dude when I get on this show one day, and then the hip hop knowledge got me fucked up, and it fucked me up pretty deep, and then it got deeper and deeper, and I was like, yo, this dude is so in it now that he's in it deeper than me. And then you brought J-Rock on the show, and you're talking about one of my comrades is DJing.
Right.
And it's like Live at the Sex Machine is one of my favorite mixtapes he ever put out ever. Then we got into basketball. And I love when people troll me and say, you don't know shit about anything.
You. We haven't gotten to the basketball yet.
And I'm like, oh, I don't fucking hate. No, what I'm saying is just getting on to where what I'm getting at is going to relate back to the whole story. It's just a very big U-turn. And it's like, boom. And then you said the name of all names that fucked me up. You said Willie Hutch, bro. The first time I heard your show. And I'm like, you don't understand. One of my first projects at Aftermath, when I was head of A&R at Aftermath Entertainment, was we booked the American Pimp soundtrack. So American Pimp was a Hughes Brothers movie. Do you remember that documentary?
Of course.
So they did American Pimp, and Dr. Dre goes, yo, let me play you the first song we got for the soundtrack. And it was the Mac, I Choose You, Willie Hutch. And he replayed the whole thing, and it was like, I choose you. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck? And I was digging in the crates heavy. Roy Ayers, Grover Washington, you know what I'm saying? The Blackbird, Rock Creek Park, you name it, Boz Skaggs, anything you could think of funky, I was fucking with.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I thought that Michael Rapaport was maybe partly autistic, maybe partly retarded. This dude is a genius. He knows about Willie Hutch. And then it went into it, right? So what I'm getting at is, I would hear Tyler talk about crazy rare music. Like beyond like just ramp and other funky shit,
Right.
and deeper than Bootsy Collins stuff. And like I heard P-Rock is a legend to me, dude. He
Right.
might be one of my favorite producers ever in history of ever.
Stupid good.
So like, when you hear Tyler, believe it or not, he does respect that aspect of the music.
Right.
And he puts his own twist on it. And he's done a lot of things. And honestly, to tell you the truth, when I hear some of the songs he's actually rapped on, like for instance, Frank Ocean.
When he's on other people's shit, I've heard him get off.
Yeah.
And I heard a couple of his joints, and I'm like I heard him with ASAP, and then there was one with Pusha T.
Yeah. And with Jay-Z too, on the
He
Frank
rhymed
Ocean
it-
album.
Oh, right.
On Biking. And on Biking,
Right.
on the second chorus, my name's mentioned.
Right.
Frank Ocean says, since Ben Baller was sold, all his life was Slauson. And when I hear even what Tyler's rapping about then, I'm like, yo, I fuck with this, right? And just hearing the beat and some of the melodic, like music and everything, I just get.
He's talented, but I'm like,
Yes.
I just.
But with that said, I don't know what goes on
with
what
the
he-
gothic weird shit, I'm like, just like.
So now he's a friend of mine, and I feel the same way you do. So that lets me tell you that I don't know and I don't try to anymore.
Right.
He's crazy. So going on, you would never think someone like him would like gaudy pieces of jewelry. So I don't know if you know, but he loves to draw. So he draws all his album covers, creates everything artistic on his albums or off or anything was him.
Right.
Clothing brand, everything he designed himself.
Right.
He's hands-on. He designs the craziest shit. I'm like, yo, this is the ugliest shit in the world. And he goes, dude, just because you said that, this is going to be the best piece ever because I don't want you to like anything that I make. And I'm like, all right, Tyler, you finally have money to get a Ben Baller chain and we're going to do this now. We're going to finally do this. I've known you a very long time. I've known you fucking 10 years of your life, dude. All right, let's go. And we start making pieces. And then I see how the internet reacts. And then I look at it in a autistic Rain Man type of view. And I'm like, this is actually pretty fucking dope. Because you drew some third grade crayon drawings and we turned this shit into jewelry. And it's dope.
What's his piece again? What is it? What is the visuals of it?
He has a cherry bomb piece that looks
Right.
like a pussy face. Then he has this golf cat that looks fucking nuts and the
Right.
eyes all fucked up with the cracked diamond eye.
Right.
Then he has this crazy flower piece that it's
These are all
everything's-
different pieces.
Oh yeah, but they're all together. And then I made him the scumfuck flower boy piece, which is like 10 different links around his neck, and they all came together. And when you hear Pharrell and A$AP Rocky, I respect them because my sister's a high fashion stylist. I respect that they're trying to be other than just accessible shit to like, they're not going to rock, if this was 2001, they're not rocking FUBU and fucking,
Right.
Nietzsche.
No, I get it.
They're trying to go further. That's unreachable from dudes, right? The happy medium between rappers is Supreme. You rock Supreme, you're cool. But then when you start going to Dior and Prada and fucking, Rick Owens, it's a different level. It's not reachable to the average dude.
Yeah.
So when those dudes are be like, yo, that chain you made, Tyler, I'm like, you think so, for real? And I'm like, the craftsmanship, okay, but you like the actual concept of the thing? Like, Ben, this shit is fire. And I'm like, all right, let me redirect myself into Charlie Babbitt and let me think about this whole thing. Be like, all right, you know what? No, this is dope. And after I started to absorb all this, and I guess maybe I known him so long, I just kind of be like, all right, my wife thinks he's hilarious. And he trolls me more than anybody. I have maybe 50 videos of him trolling me and everything. Just, we know each other. And he's like,
Right.
But at the same time, he's the kind of guy to come to one of my dinners, like 40 people for like
This
a
is
cup of
another
thing.
dinner I haven't been invited to. This is 2 fucking dinners you mentioned. I didn't even get a fucking invite over here.
And he won't speak to anyone. He won't say a fucking word. It's hard not to talk for, 2 hours, whatever, or talk to himself. And he's just not comfortable. He's like Eminem in a way, like in public. So going on, his jewelry is definitely, up there with the dopest shit I made. To go to the 5th, it's tough because there's so many pieces that I love. And we're talking about celebrities now, but I'll say this. I retired in October 2016 because I was so sick of making jewelry and I was so sick of all the bullshit and I hated where mumble rap and all this shit was going. It drove me crazy. I think it gave me fucking gas. It just made me sick and I can't stand hearing yeah. And I'm like, that's 16 bars right there. You said yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bro, like what fucking label cleared this fucking song?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So going on, I retired. In December, A$AP Ferg hits me up and he's like, yo, listen, it's time. And I was like, it's not time because I'm done. He goes, no, listen, my boy. I followed you on MySpace. One of my homeboys gave you an art piece. We started going deep. He's like, this is before A$AP Mob was even created, right? I know about your history. I know you and Dame Dash rock with each other heavy way back in the day. You was part of the Rockefeller OG family, blah, blah. And it's Harlem, you know? He's like, bro, it's Yams Day on January 16th, whatever. And I was like, okay. And he goes, I need you to make this piece. He sends me this Lamborghini piece, which is Lamborghini Yogo, but A$AP Yams Bull on there. And I'm like, yo, Ferg, I'm not trying to count your pockets and I don't want to disrespect you. Do you have any idea what this is going to cost? And he goes, all right, check this out, B. I want the Hermes link to go around it, fully iced out. I was like, okay. Ferg, tell me you got something coming out. Like, yeah, you doing that? He goes, baller. I got Adidas collabs. I got this, this, and this. He was showing me, and it was like, yo, bro, I'm good. We're good.
To pay for it.
Not just to pay for it, but I don't want him to be like, yo, you know, be on some hood rich shit.
Overspend his shit.
And he goes, baller. And he showed me a couple comps, and I was like, damn, fam, I'm proud of you. You know, you're smart. You know, you have your own thing going on. You're not relying on anybody to help you out. You know, you don't use like, you know, you're part of A$AP Mob, but you doing your thing, and everyone is moving. And you know, I'm down with the crew really heavy.
Right.
And this is a big thing. And he goes, you can't tell Rocky. Me and Rocky own a clothing brand together. We own a kids' clothing brand together. Like, I tell Rocky everything that's going on, excuse me. And I'm like, okay, I retired from jewelry. Rocky's upset at me. Tyler's telling me I'm gay, right? And that everyone's be like, yo, you're fucking tripping, right? Like, you got to make me, who's gonna make my pieces, you know, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, it's not that deep, dude. Go fucking find Jacob. Go find someone else, you know? And Ferg hits me with all this shit. And I'm like, all right, you right. So I start doing sketches, start executing, and I tell him the price. I said, listen, bro, I need the first half right now before I start anything. That's standard. His Jewish accountant, you know, money manager sends me the first half fucking in an hour. I was like, that was the fastest motherfucking wire next to John Mayer I've ever had, bro.
So when you're doing like these big ones, like if, let's just say, I'm just throwing out a number, let's just say it's $50,000. You need 25 up front for the bigger numbers.
If it's like a new rapper I don't know, I need 40 up front.
Of the 40 of the 50?
Yeah, because they're going to fuck around and play games and try to.
I see. Because you're sort of making the fucking thing, and you got to buy
I'm putting
the
all my money into it. You know what I mean? I'm already putting my money in. That's
got
standard,
you.
though, that you give half. But a lot of jewelers are getting fucked left and right. Dude, there's so much. Dude, we got to do a part 2 of this interview. But, you know, Ferg gives me the first half.
I got you.
And this was a heavy.
Right.
So then we go over budget. And my cousin goes, what are we going to do? And I was like, bro, the fact that you're even asking me that, I was like, you're going to eat the other part. And he goes, what do you mean eat the part? Because I retired. And we don't eat unless I get in here. So I'm going to play the fucking, you know, the Kobe shit. And I'm coming back to the team. And we're going to do this shit the right way. So on January 16th, I get to New York City. It was the day before, or the day of A$AP Yams Day. I post a picture of Jordan. By the way, I love Jordan. I'm a fan of his. I don't really fuck with Jordan so heavy. I'm Magic Johnson. You know, I'm Lakers until I die. But I posted the 45, him walking on the court as a 45. And people are like, what the fuck? Ferg likes the picture, blah, blah. No one knows what's going on. In fact, nobody even knows I'm making jewelry again.
Right.
Now, October, November, December, January, 3 months have gone by, I made no pieces. And I go in there, boom. I retired pretty much on Uzi's piece, his first one.
Right.
So I come back with that, and I bust out the A$AP fucking Lamborghini piece. And he goes, we're going in the studio. I'm going to make this song called Plain Jane, right? And he records a song, and I was like, oh, that's dope, dude. Literally, that was my exact reaction. I was like, that's fucking dope, dude. I appreciate him. That's fucking dope. You know, mention
that's
my name.
Where he gave
cool.
you the shout out.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Now remember, this is January, February, okay? Now, March comes around, and I think he releases the song. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Some people are playing, hey, man, name's your song. Oh, yeah, cool. You mentioned my name. And like June, July comes around, and it starts playing a lot. Then like August comes around. It's the number 1 club song in the entire fucking world. Not just
South America. It took that long, though.
Yeah. And then December comes around. Now, it's the biggest pop song now. It's not even fucking hip-hop.
That's crazy.
It's like, I'm like, yo. And he's like, Ben, he mentions your name 11 times in the song. You know, it's like, Ben Baller did the chain. It's in the chorus, the biggest part. There are people singing it, don't even know who the fuck I am, right? They just know I made the chain. What chain? They don't know what's going on, right? And it gets so big, it created this viral thing where people start signing their credit card bills, Ben Baller did the chain. And it's just all over the place. And I'm like, yo. And I look at Ferg, and Ferg's like, motherfucker, you owe me. I'm like, no, fuck you. You owe me. We should have fucking trademarked this shit because it's being said. Dude, I heard Sports Center announcers, you know, Stan Verrett, whatever. He said it, Ben Baller did the chain. Or whatever. Just things like that, you know, whatever. Or let's say like an NBA player. I forgot. Jesus Christ, I'm so bad because you talk about how many young guys are on the NBA now and everything else, and it's not Clarkson or anybody I know that's been on the Lakers, but like a lot of the other rookies, a lot of the rookies I don't really know besides like Mitchell, some other people.
Yeah.
You know, what's the dude's name that on Philly that didn't play?
Joel?
Not Joel. No,
Markel Fultz.
Yeah.
They had a few motherfuckers.
What I'm saying is, there's so many people in the NBA that you know so much about this, and I haven't followed up on it. I'm a dad. I'm washed up.
Right.
And it's like, he said someone's name. Like, for instance, like Joel is the name. Ben Paula did the chain. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. My name just said on SportsCenter for the first time ever since 1991 when I played ball and 21 players were ineligible on my team, and I got my first chance of playing against some PT, right?
Right.
I never heard my name in fucking, 30 years or whatever it may be, 28 years. So, that shit with Ferg put me to a whole nother level. I hate to say one person.
So are you continuing to do jewelry from that?
That's when I went, so that January, I turned into a fucking animal. 2017, I'm 44 years old, and it was the biggest year of my career in my life of anything. The biggest. I have my daughter coming in that year, my fucking third child, dog. The highest grossing year I ever made. On top of that, Hypebeast does a Hypebeast 100 list. It's like basically the most influential 100 people on earth. And for 5 years, I pulled a Michael Rapaport and I said, you really not going to put me on this fucking list, you piece of shit? For like in 2014, I remember it sent the CEO and owner of Hypebeast a letter. I was like, really, bro? You put this dude on the list? You know what I did? And he's like, yeah, that's what you did back in the past. What'd you do this year? And I was like, oh, you're a motherfucker. And then in 16, I didn't make 17. I get the fucking call.
So you got it.
Yeah, I got it. And 17 was a great year. And tell you the truth, I loved ending the top 5 on being Ferg's piece, and it's just been a great year. And now this year, I'm shooting a show with CNBC right now. Ice-T's executive producing it.
What is the show?
It's called American Hustler. We're shooting the pilot like next month, and it's like it got greenlit for the pilot. From there, boom, we see where we go. Now I'm on network because before my reality show was on Fuse,
right?
Which is a small fucking TV channel,
right?
And I just got a lot going on. A year and a half ago I had 11 employees. I only did music. I only did jewelry. Now I have 217 employees. I own a cannabis company. I have my clothing brand with ASAP Rocky. We were in debt $2 million a year and a half ago. Now we've got out of debt and we're in a positive.
So how do you make money? Like you obviously understand business. You have taste, all that stuff. But like fucking these businesses, cannabis, jewelry, clothing companies. How does it make money? Like I don't understand any of that shit.
Okay, so let me explain this to you real quick. Shout out to Luden's or Hall's Cough Drops.
We need a fucking sponsor.
Yeah.
I need a fucking cough drop sponsor.
Yes, you do. You do.
I didn't even fucking think about that. If they could cure me, they should be like, remember
crazy.
that cough that I used to do every time on the podcast?
Yeah.
This is how it fixes your shit.
Bro, and then you'd make them money. So going on, when I got into the cannabis game, never in a million fucking years, in my wildest dreams, did I ever think it was going to retire me. Now, who makes money in the first year of a company? A new company. Under a parent company, let alone. Some dudes who kind of looked up to me, I don't want to say they idolized me, they looked up to me as like, I'm an Asian, I played ball, I hang out with rappers, and I do a lot of shit that not many stereotypical Asians do,
right.
Before Jin and before anybody, my idols were Bruce Lee coming up, there was no one else, and it's like, dude, for anyone Asian now to look up to anyone who doesn't do martial arts is a big deal.
Right, no, I got you.
So these dudes were doing weed illegally back in the day. Come to find out later, these guys own like $50, $60 million in real estate. They're killing it cannabis-wise. And like, hey, listen, you gave us a shout out on one of our items. And I was like, okay, cool. You told me, I wanted to show you love on my page. I got 2 million followers across my board, all verified. And he's like, bro, we got so many fucking emails after you did that. Would you ever want to do a partnership? I get my attorney involved. He's like, yo, listen, man, this is going to be cut and dry. Let's get you in there. You put no money up front. You're going to push this brand. You're going to be the mascot. You're going to be the brand ambassador and the face of the brand. And you're going to own majority technically, but there's 3 partners, whatever. But you own, all together they could go against you, whatever. But
right.
Boom. So 3 months into this cannabis company, I get a check. And I'm like, come on, man. It wasn't the biggest check, but it was it was a car check.
Right.
And I was like, all right, this is crazy.
From weed.
Yeah. Then I was like, all right, 5 months in, boom. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, high 7-figure check. We're in the millions now. And I'm like, bro, it hasn't even been a year yet.
What's the name of this company?
VVS pens. VVS, and I incorporated my jewelry. VVS is the highest clarity diamond underneath a flawless. Flawless meaning like Jordan, LeBron, and why the fuck did I even say that? I hate that motherfucker.
They got money though.
Jordan, Kobe, and Magic Johnson, right?
Okay.
Right? Bird too, let's say.
Okay.
They don't really exist, Even Russell Westbrook's a beast, right? And he's my boy.
I got you.
But you might see another Westbrook. You might not see another Kobe and a fucking.
I got you.
VVS is pretty much Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, something like that. The best there is, but without being flawless, So I incorporated my jewelry into making these discreet brands. And I don't want to say it because I don't want to fucking put me on blast, but it's legal here. All you gotta be is 21 and over, and you can smoke anywhere, but still some people look at it in a negative way.
Right.
It's helped a lot of people. I've had so many people whose family had cancer, and they've come to me, hey, Ben, can you give me some CBD, give me some pens, blah, blah. We do all kinds of products, but our products look like jewelry. Our pens are like really shiny, rose gold, yellow gold. I banked off of being a jeweler.
I got you.
And push these out. So at a certain point, we started selling 3,000 pens a day. My pens are $40 to $60 retail. 3,000 times.
That's crazy.
Listen to this. So I'm moving over 125,000 pens a month. Now, if you do the numbers, you're talking about $4 or $5 million of retail a month. Okay, it's insane, and we haven't even scratched the surface because we launch Oregon next month because Oregon's also a rec state, right? Mike, you don't understand if Jeff Sessions could just get his head out of his ass, right? Because we've now created billions of dollars. This is our first year rec.
Right.
Colorado's been rec. Washington State's been rec. We're going to Colorado. The first year they became rec,
right.
They raised $1 billion in taxes for the state.
Jesus.
Okay. We did $1 billion in like the first month in California. Can you imagine? Colorado ain't shit. Imagine how big California is, right? So like Jeff Sessions is trying to fuck with us. Trump is trying to fuck with us. Bro, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They can't stop it. It's too big.
No.
California's too crazy, right?
Yeah.
So with that said, just recently, about a month ago, I heard that 50 state federally legal weed is about to happen. Now, as soon as 5 years. I hope I'm not in the game in 5 years. I want to sell my company. If this, just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, if it becomes federally legal, because I can't legally go to New York and sell my VVS pens. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's illegal anyway. I can't go to New Jersey, which is a medicinally legal state, not recreate. Right. I can't go there and sell my pens because the cultivation, the extraction, and the factory of where the weed was grown was not in New Jersey state.
Right.
I could only sell in California. Even though Nevada's a neighboring state.
They have all sorts of rules and regulations.
Crazy rules.
How it gets here and it drives here is some crazy shit, right?
If I drive to Oregon with the thing, now I've done a federal.
Right.
It gets, even though, if I put the ready for this? If I FedEx my mom in Santa Monica a pen of mine using FedEx from downtown LA to Santa Monica, as soon as it touched the mail, it becomes a federal offense. Do you know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of...
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is, when it becomes 50 state legal, my company will be worth $250 million that next day.
Damn.
Yeah, literally. Because that's how big weed is, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And I got in at the perfect time. It took 10 months to develop. Then we finally launched. We launched the same time that right around when I came back in the game, and my son's godfather, one of my best friends of my life, one of the biggest Knicks fans I know next to you, rest in peace, Q World Star, Jamaica Queens. He's my firstborn's godfather. He would smoke a bunch of my pens, and everything else. And that company, the company I have right now, it's so big, and it's my main source of income.
That's crazy.
How it's helped me, and for anybody who's listening that's into business or wants to, if you're a celebrity, you're Austin Rivers, you're fucking Lonzo Ball, whatever it may be, if you have a product that you can market and it takes off, now you're able to fucking not have to worry about now in jewelry, I don't have to fucking take this mumble rapper's money and make a chain. I go tell him, you go fuck yourself, right? I'm not gonna make the fucking piece. Now I could only focus on making the John Mayers and fucking Kendrick Lamar's and the dope people, right? now it's giving me less stress on my jewelry business, right?
I got you.
And because I'm making so much money on the cannabis, I can kind of be free on that and only do cool shit, right? Now on the clothing brands, we can be the cool brand. I don't have to go sell to Walmart and do this.
What's the clothing brand?
It's called Suprism. It's a kids' clothing line. ASAP is the majority owner. I'm a partner. And I needed help. I ain't gonna lie, I have no shame. And he's like, fashion god, even though a lot of people want to make fun of him, whatever. Rocky's a cool dude,
I fuck with him.
Shout out to Harlem.
I fuck with all those dudes because they're all Harlem dudes.
And by the way,
I knew Ferg's father.
Yeah. By the way, Ferg's father was a gangster, and Ferg's uncle was a real Dapper Dan. All them dudes.
I knew these fucking dudes. Yeah. Like when I saw him, I was like,
"Do you know 12E? You met
12E?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. 12's my guy.
Crazy. Yo, listen, because of how old I am. And how I grew up, and I played basketball, I played slam and jam, you know what I'm saying, everything else. The Pump Brothers fucking camp. Bro, when he said Stacey Augman's name, I was like, yo, what the fuck do you know about Stacey Augman? Because, 12E's probably like 28 or 20, I don't know. So it's like Stacey Augman grew up in Pasadena. I remember we went to John Muir, and dude, we could go on and on about basketball shit and jump all over the place. But what I'm saying is, that brand, thank God, is going to help me pay for my kids' college and do things and just be able to, do other cool things that I want to do.
Now you know about all this fashion shit. You have a clothing line. You understand it. You're fresh to death. Explain to me why the fuck I drive down Fairfax. Let's say I have to go somewhere early in the morning. Okay? I remember it was a Saturday. I had to go somewhere early in the morning. I don't remember why. It's fucking 6 in the morning. It was misty. I see 300 assholes
waiting in line for Supreme.
It is fucking, it's not even going to open till at least 10.
12.
Yeah. What the fuck are they waiting there for? The shirts are not butter soft. No disrespect to Supreme. I've known those dudes in New York when it was just
James and all them. I know you have.
My fucking guys might get Justin Pierce, Harold Hunter. Like I used to hang out at that place. No disrespect. Make your money. I just don't understand what they're selling. Like the shirts are not butter soft. I've tried to buy Supreme.
It's a culture.
But what for what?
Okay, it's the same reason.
Explain this to me.
It's the same reason you tweeted 4 years ago. I didn't even follow you then, by the way. You tweeted, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Kanye, how the fuck does Zac Efron have better seats than me at Made in America? That same mentality of that culture is this shit. These kids wait in line, and you're ready for this one? You're going to fucking die when you hear this shit. It wasn't 300 people. It was 1,200 people. All right? It goes around all the way to High Point, going to fucking
it was
to
raining.
Hayworth. I don't give a fuck if there was fucking rats on the street. They're not going anywhere. Now, the first 20 people in line, out of 20, 15 of them are being paid $300 to $500 to sit in line for someone else. That's going to go in there and buy extra shit to resell.
Are you allowed to do that? Like when they have those things, how does it work? Because like, what if the first person has $1 million? Let's just say it's $1 million. I'm going to buy.
No. As soon as you walk in the store, they cap you off.
So you can only buy a certain amount of something.
Yeah. You can't just start. Okay, look.
But do they wear it? Is it to resell? If you're such a smart business person, with you fucking waiting outside, I don't get it.
It's silly. Let me be honest with you. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that because that's snitching. It's a culture that me and you will never understand. I understand it because I'm in that business.
Right.
And you're not going to get it. And I know you don't want your kids doing that shit, and I don't want my kids doing it. But you buy a T-shirt for $60 and you sell it for even $120. To me, I don't care if you buy 10 shirts that did that, waiting in line and wasting your life away and sitting there. Now, the reason why I don't like it is because what's the first question I ask? How do you go to the bathroom at 3 a.m? How do you go to the bathroom at 1 a.m? Dude, you remember me and you have the same shit, bro. Right. So my mind thinks immediately, yo, where are you going to shit at? Where are you going to do this? And
right on the sidewalk, around the corner.
Regardless. Canners is, I grew up here, dude. So, the block is a mess now. I try to avoid it. I never consider myself a celebrity. I don't consider myself a celebrity now. I can't walk through the airport in any city. I could be in fucking St. Louis and I get stopped 30 times in the airport. I get stopped on Fairfax. That's my demographic now, which is sad. I go down there, I get mobbed by 100 people.
Fairfax.
Yeah.
You're like one of the Mr. Fairfax.
Yeah. They're doing a story on Complex and I'm like one of the guys that they featured in the story. And for instance, me and Tyler met there to go to John and Vinny's because God forbid, John and Vinny's. Okay, first of all, there's 2 places on that's out of control. John and Vinny's great.
Yeah, John and Vinny's is dope.
Golden State has the best fucking burger in LA next to Father's office, but I can't eat. So they have a chicken sandwich that's flames. And Golden State's just a great business. I want to support, local shit.
Right.
I went to high school at Fairfax, whatever.
Right.
So going to Fairfax is a shit show. And the fucked up part about it is the game now is everyone, Supreme does something, and then everyone on the block does the same kind of shit, or it's similar, and it's like all these kids are waiting in line, and it's just like, and the crazy part is Tyler finally opened his real flagship store diagonally across the street, so south of Oakwood, between Oakwood
It's across the street. It's right fucking there.
And there's 500 kids waiting in line for Tyler shit. Now the thing is,
I don't get it.
I
just don't get the shit, man. I mean, who am I to get it? Doesn't matter. I just don't understand.
Okay,
I don't get it.
Let me explain something to you quick, because you maybe Googled, maybe you didn't. I don't know what you researched on. So let me explain something to you quick. It all derived from the sneaker culture.
Right.
I'm a huge sneakerhead. I don't know. You know Clark Kent.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
He's a big head.
I've known
DJ.
Clark since '86.
Yeah. So Greg Street. See, I met Clark Kent like mid '90s during the How Can I Be Down. This we haven't even gotten to music or basketball. It was, but like people OGs. Like, do you know a dude named Ems? Do you know DJ Ems?
Yes.
Okay, Ems OG sneakerhead. There's a dude named Air Rev, DJ AM. You know, the sneaker culture was really cool dudes. Like people. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I could have seen you in here in this form, right? Kanye was in there. You know. A lot of OG graffiti artists, Stash, you know, cool people from New York, whatever. And there was this place called Nike Talk. And it started like the whole Supreme, all this shit, like Nikes, everything, whatever. In 2004, I had been working with Nike since like 2001. They fucked me on the corporate. They pulled out like, listen, you got the little dick, I got the big dick, we're gonna fuck you. Like, and like, my relationship with Nike is good now, but for a while, I didn't wear Nike for 9 years.
You banned them?
I just said, fuck this, because I was so butthurt about it. Pun intended. I sold my sneaker collection in 2004.
Now I want to ask you. You had a sneaker collection that you sold for
$2.3 million.
$2.3 million worth of sneakers.
But that was
how
one
many boxes of sneakers is this?
Okay, do you know who Mayor is? He's one of Clark Kent's really good friends.
Yes.
Okay, Mayor right now has more shoes than I had then. But when I sold my collection, or I began to sell my collection,
and these are your sneakers, so they're all the same size.
Everything was between 10 and 11.
Right. Okay. But so you bought them for you.
Yes.
And you just accumulated
I got
them.
so bad to the point where, okay, me, AM, if you watch the DJ AM documentary, you'll see I'm in that, you know, I'm in the movie. I was a big part of his life, or, you know, in that one aspect of DJing and shoes. Me, DJ AM, and Homicide started a crew called the Air Max Crew. There was a dude from Fairfax High School. His name was Hitman. He wrote 80% of Dr. Dre 2001's album.
Right.
He had the song Act Right. He was Hitman, 2 T's, right? He's a real gangster dude from him. And I was Hitman's DJ as well, on top of that being, you know, he's from Fairfax. So he had a crew called the Air Max Crew, MACKS, like Willie Hutch, the Mac, the movie The Mac. So like, you know, Max Julian the Mac, you know what I'm saying? So like, we were the Air Max Crew.
Got you.
DJ AM shoe was the Air Max MAX, his favorite. So we just kind of played it off the crew. So we created a sneaker crew, and we were doing appearances and shit and everything else. So it got to a point where like Homicide was already super famous because he was in the band Sugar Ray. He had like platinum hits. He joined, he's like, listen, fuck hip hop, fuck all you dudes. I'm about to jump in this rock and roll music and get this pop check. And dude, the other day, Apple Music sent him a check because like that song Fly by Sugar Ray is still like getting, you go in the fucking Vegas casinos, you hear it still gets residuals. So going on, and a lot of people don't know that DJ Homicide was the original member of the Alcoholics.
Right.
And going on, if you listen to Biggie's mixtape, his mixtape, when he's rapping over all the West Coast beats, he shouts out DJ Homicide like the third name. You know, this is my brother. Still to this day, you and him would love each other, except he hates the fucking Knicks. Him and Q Worldstar would fight every day. Him and Dante Ross get into it. Actually, Dante likes someone else now. Anyways, going on, I sold my sneakers, right? And at a certain point, but DJ AM sold his sneakers too for a shitload of money. After he died, though, they sold it and went to his foundation. So Homicide had 250 pairs of shoes around 2001. I had maybe like 90, and then I got to 100. And I remember my mom saying, "Hey, you know what? People are gonna start thinking, you know, they're a little weird." And I was like, "Hey, mom, don't worry about it. You know, this is like I love shoes, you know." And I wasn't even wearing shoes. I wouldn't wear shoes unless I had 2-3 pairs.
So you'd buy a pair
and wouldn't wear it unless I had a second pair, third pair.
Right.
So then Clark Kent be like, "Hey, you lucky you got the little small bitch feet." Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you was a motherfucking size 13, blah, blah, whatever, I'm like, listen, go fuck yourself, whatever, you know. And we had this battle all between. This is when Instant Messenger was around, remember AIM? And we go find each other's aims. I got around 200-300 pairs a year later. Then when I got to 500 pairs.
Of all dope, like collectible.
Fresh shit. Going to Tokyo, going to Philly. We were flying everywhere. I was going to Florida.
The colors, the Jordans.
Basically trying to find stores that had fucking George Gervin posters on the wall and be like, yo, there's some shit in here because this fucking Korean lady hasn't even taken a fucking Iceman
She doesn't
poster
even know
down.
what she has.
Dude, so you know what I say, right? Here's a cash, rubber band stacked, 10 grand. I'm like, can I go into your stock room? And they're like, no. At a certain while, you figure out a way to get in there. And I'm like, what are you doing with this? She goes, I don't know. I sell Nike. Say I have to buy this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, where is the old shit? And these people would drive me down the street to a storage unit. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
And that's where you'd find the gold?
Dude, like Air Trainers, Air Max Vandals, like shit, like John McEnroe shit, like just insane shit.
I got you.
So I started buying shit. I started buying people's collections, started doing certain things.
Jesus.
Around 2004, I had a 4-bedroom apartment. There's no such thing as a 4-bedroom apartment. I had a 3-bedroom apartment with a loft
Right.
in Sherman Oaks, California. I hate the valley, but I had nowhere else to go because I was DJing and I was sneakers. I wasn't in the music business anymore. Technically, I was just DJing, but I was making so much money as a DJ, that I was able to afford my habit.
Right.
So I got up to 1,800 pairs, personal pairs, 4 bedrooms stocked up. Stock rooms. I had to go to Home Depot and get shelving and make this shit. And the girl I was engaged to at the time, she was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You're fucking goofy as fuck. Like, you're really like, you're a fucking weirdo.
With the sneakers.
Yeah. Because, like, say, for instance, one time she thought it'd be cute to, like, she put on her lingerie. And she was a model, by the way. This girl's a supermodel. She put on her lingerie and wore a really expensive pair of shoes of mine. At the time, they were a $5,000 pair of sneakers. And I got livid. I went crazy on her. She goes, most guys would have fucking took me on the couch or bed and fucking, try to ravish me or whatever. And I was like, no, you put your feet in the shoes.
And that fucks them up, right?
I mean, I was able to there's tricks and shit that you can do. So going on, Nike put such a bad taste in my mouth. 95% of my shoes were Nikes. I fucking sold my collection off.
And you sold it to one person?
Some dude named Steven ended up winning the auction on eBay. He won 2 auctions. I did separate. And then a whole other side, that was for 1,200 pairs. 600 pairs got shipped to Yokohama, Japan. Because Japan is the mecca, streetwear, sneakers, and everything. They have everything vintage.
So somebody bought them in bulk to sell them off over there.
Yeah, I sold them in 3 different ways.
So when I'm saying, these assholes are waiting online, I'm the asshole because they could wind up buying a pair of these sneakers if they're really about it.
Yeah.
Or is the sneaker market too oversaturated, or is there the rare
The sneaker game right now is fucked up. It's been fucked up for a long time. But the way to win is paying people to wait in line so you're not waiting in line anymore, having multiple people so you could have multiple shit inside your store or business or online store, whatever it may be, and buying people's collections out. And another thing
and
too
those are worth money?
Okay, for instance, this shoe came out 2-3 months ago.
What is a shoe?
These are the Air Jordan 1 Off-Whites.
Right.
These were $200 or $250 or somewhere around there retail.
To buy?
Yes. These are $3,000 now. And I think they're $1,800.
Even if you wore them or no?
No. Now, worn in this condition, I'd say I could probably get $2,000 for them. So, you ready for this? Now, as of about 6 years ago, the used sneaker game is now 30, 40, or maybe 40%, 50% of the sneaker game because people want to wear their shoes. So they still like, hey, listen, I don't give a fuck. Some people are like, man, I ain't wearing no motherfucking used shoes, man. No, dude. People are like, if you can't get a pair of shoes, boom.
These fucking sneakers. And I mean, this is when I was like, it's got like an instruction kit. It's got all kinds of fuck.
Virgil, it's Off-White.
I know, but what the fuck, man? I mean,
it's a crazy thing. You're a dad. I'm a dad.
Right.
My son's rocking $300 sneakers. My younger son, who's 4 years old, and it's like, at this point, I'm like, come on, man. But a lot of people gift me stuff,
Right.
So now, like, for instance, I remember when Kanye wasn't even deep into sneakers like that. Do you know what I mean? He was fucking with AM really heavy, though. He fucked with DJ AM, and, that was love. And there's a lot of things I can't talk about, and I heard you've said enough already, and I really agree on it. When you're like, yo, listen, my man, where the music at, my guy?
It's just like I'm not coming to you for you're so off the fucking rails. Like,
so last week I got rid of all my Yeezys.
Did you?
Yeah,
out of a sort of protest.
Not a protest. I've been cool with his wife and everyone in their family. We went through a really bad battle. They never done me wrong. I've known them because I'm from LA and I've known them. They're cool and everything. But there's certain things that if I feel like me, because I'm at his age, younger kids understand, but me allowing it and in business and doing certain business with them and whatever, and just certain things, and he's gotten now 9-figure checks from his everything else. Like, hey, bro, you done well and cool. Now, you know what, man, bro? I don't know if I could really fuck with you and rock with you like that. And, you know, it's tough because there's people that I love that work with him and everything else. And I haven't been vocal about it. This is the first time I spoke about it. I had to ask my attorney what I could say and what I couldn't say and certain things, whatever. And I'm sure now for even this little bit of whatever of my own personal opinion, I'm sure now a lot of the family members that he's married to, whatever, won't speak to me anymore. And that's fine and everything because you know what? You can't say shit like that, dude. And, you know.
And also, they just like, oh, we love him. We'll just let him. You kind of like, I'm worried about that fucking guy.
But the thing is,
not I lose sleep over him, but like something's going to happen to him.
I've gotten checks with Adidas. Dude, do you know how much of an honor it is when you told me that you went to the New Orleans Saints and you went to go see the practice and everything else, right? And you know, you do certain things. Bro, I fuck with you, man. I'm being real with you. Listen, Mike, you have to understand this. If you ask anybody who knows me out of my maybe 7 friends, I hate everyone. I don't like anybody. I don't like any shows. I'm a weird dude. I don't like, oh, I like fucking fuck Stranger Things. Fuck that show. I don't like anything. Dog, you've been one of the only things that keeps me on the plane sane and like I'll laugh and everything. So like that was a big moment for you. How about getting a phone call and someone saying, hey man, this is Derrick Rose, man. I'm choosing 4 celebrities to be in my global campaign for my comeback for Adidas and I want you to be in my commercial. I'm like, why the fuck would you know who I am? He's like, dude, you like speak to the culture. You're like this cool jeweler dude and you know whatever. So we had 2 Chainz. He had Big Sean and Common. Right. He had dudes from Chicago, whatever. And then there's like a multi-million-dollar commercial. The dude who directed it was the guy who did all the Penny Hardaway commercials. I forgot his name. Stacy something. Huge director. Big dude. He did all the Air Penny commercials, you know. Like he actually did a couple. He might have did some Jordan commercials too. And Derrick Rose, you know, was like, yo, boom, I get a big check from being in this commercial. And then I end up doing like global campaigns with Adidas. And it's like, I know if they employ him and I fuck with Drake and I know you don't, but that's my man. And like, you know, like, I don't want to fuck that up, but so be it. Like, dog, you can't, like, will.i.am, I think what he said was deeper than anybody. We and Will have been friends since 25 years. I did the Black Eyed Peas' first demo tape.
Damn.
Okay? I did their demo tape, dog. He was signed to my boy Terry Heller's another Jew, fellow Jew. Shout out to Terry.
Jerry Heller's
Records.
son, right?
Yes. Nephew, but son pretty much is the only one. Terry is my man. His store on Fairfax is right across from Golf, from Tyler Store.
He's got a store?
It's called Plan Check. It's a bar, restaurant, burger place. So Terry, one of the shrewdest, smartest, dude, come on, bro. You can't ever fuck with Jews on business. They're too good.
No,
you know?
they're good.
So going on, you know I have a Jewish attorney, man. You know what I'm saying? You know I have a fucking, so.
Jew doctor?
Yeah, no.
I fuck with Jew doctors. Like
no offense, I fuck with the Eastern medicine. I fuck with a Chinese and a Korean doctor.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
But going on, what I'm getting at is, I can't let that rock. And I pretty much, what I'm trying to get at is, he's coming to the game. I'm not mad at it. Being a celebrity, cool, you know. He came in the game. He killed it. He's made a lot of money in the sneakers. I haven't fact checked it, but I'd be willing to bet my entire net worth, which is not pennies, that he did not make more money than Michael Jordan and Jordan Brand. I'm sorry, I refuse to do that.
No,
because I know some numbers, right? Well, he did some numbers, Mike.
Right,
he did some numbers. Yes, but I rock with him until that part. And I understand you and G Moody were like, yo, boom, by the way, man, I want to fucking meet this dude. I love this dude.
Meet G Moody.
That motherfucker did not dunk, and that shit was not an alley-oop. That shit wasn't
Say it again.
G Moody did not dunk. That wasn't even a fingernail alley-oop, bro.
That wasn't even a tip dunk.
Yeah. It was a coincidentally
the ball went in, he hit the rim. Like 3 different things happened.
But his hand wasn't touching the ball when it went in.
Right.
And I can't
wait
to
meet him. I think the ball hit the backboard too. The videotape is said like there's some Zapruder tape that apparently is out there. There's some tape, some 16 millimeter tape that's out there that's floating around.
No, I've gathered the young culture, and I've gathered a lot in the last week, and I should have spent. I didn't lose any sleep, but I shouldn't have spent that much time. It just bothered me so much that what will.i.am said made me feel a lot better. And I know that G Moody was like, well, no, listen, you know, when you got this many slaves gathering, you know, boom, this year and this mentality, boom. Okay, I got G Moody's interpretation of what Ye had said. Bro, no, dog.
I agree.
At the end of the day, no, dog, no.
So did you sell them off, or are they worth money, his sneakers?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, bro. There's a pair of his sneakers that were going for $120,000. because
And how many of them were made? Like 20?
okay, you ready for this? Oh no, that one there's only one. There's only one. That one shoe. But now the crazy part about the Ye shit is that he knows now that okay, let me break this down for you. Do you own any pair of Jordans? Anything? You have a pair of Jordans?
I got a pair of I got a pair, but not no fancy shit.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, a pretty rare pair of Jordans.
Right.
They're going to be about 25,000 pairs made worldwide.
A rare pair.
Rare pair. And they're going to sell out crazy. I helped design one of the biggest shoes of last year and this year.
Which was?
They're a rainbow corduroy Air Max 97 shoe that we hybrided into an Air Max 1. Sean Witherspoon, my boy, dude from Virginia, nicest guy in the world, vegan dude.
I know about those.
I helped design the whole shoe right with him, right? They made 175,000 pairs. At that many pairs, I said, bro, everyone's going to get a pair and we're good. They sold out so fucking fast.
I heard about this.
People are fucking going crazy. Riots happen. People are breaking glasses and shit. I'm like, yo, there's enough to go around. Now, this is how crazy it is. Some shoes that are 50,000 pairs. Back in the day, a rare shoe was 1,000 pairs, which is extremely rare. So now when people do 1,000 pair run, 5,000 pair run, it's like blood. And you see those 1,000 people waiting outside Supreme to get the new Supreme Dunk or Gold, whatever. And it gets vicious, it gets bad. Now, Kanye's making 100, 150,000 of these pairs and they're selling out fast. And sometimes not selling out as fast because people are like, yo, they're thinking it's the original like 20,000 pairs or 25. Now it's like, there's more people that want to get them. And now people are getting them. They're like wondering like, hey, man, I was able to get them this time. And they feel good about themselves, right? They don't realize like, yo, bro.
The reason why you were able to get them.
He's making shit tons more and he's murdering the game. And he's like, yo, dude, retail, he has the highest retail shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen. Fuck those Lonzo Ball shoes, bro. I'm never going to fucking buy a pair.
The fucking BBBs?
Yeah, bro. Come on, dog.
Come on, those are shit. That's your guy. He's a Laker. And you see fucking Jason Tatum.
Bro.
He's still playing.
Bro.
Lonzo Ball's working on his fucking waves right now.
Bro.
That's what he's doing.
Listen, Chino Hills is not Los Angeles to me, bro. So I don't care regardless. I know he's a Laker, and I own 5 Laker championship rings, real ones, front office rings that I bought in auctions. I was going to wear them today.
Well, yo, shit, you should have worn
bro. I got 1980, all right? I got fucking...
So these are players' rings or front
office.
Okay, so it could have been like a GM or...
Yeah. You know what? Trevor Ariza's house got broken into, and his rings got taken. The 09, 2010, the back-to-back then.
Yep.
My boy Jason of Beverly Hills made those, and it's crazy because those rings were floating around somewhere. Me and Trevor Ariza are neighbors. We're neighbors, and I said, you know what? If I found them, I couldn't do that because... Even though I don't fuck with him because he's on a different team, I'll fuck with him because 2 things. One, he rock with my man's brand. Yeah, it's his ring. And that's, dog, you can't put a price on that.
Hell no.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I had lunch with Nick Turturro last week.
Yeah.
Right? A Yankees ring went up. I forgot what year, but the thing is, they won so many fucking championships. I don't know. And that ring went up. And I remember this dude said, yo, I'll take 10,000 for it. And I was like, 10,000? I gave him 10,000 for it. I took it.
You got the ring?
Yeah. And then I realized, man, that was a really bad thing, dude. You go to an auction house, you know that there's verifications, this, it can't be taken back. But I bought this on the street just because it was a championship ring. And I said, damn, man. So I found another, which will remain unnamed, psychopath Yankee fan. There's a lot of you guys are...
Nick is the craziest.
The craziest I've ever met.
He's beyond.
This dude is crazy too.
There's other ones that are crazier because they're actually crazy.
Yeah.
But as far as a sane New York Yankees fan who's
do you realize,
certifiably sane, he's the craziest Yankee fan.
Do you realize he knows people RBIs
he's nuts.
From 1987?
Yeah, he's nuts. He ran on the field.
I'm talking about I didn't know that.
No, he ran on the field when he'll tell you, like in 78, he's on the field in the photo. He's like in a red jacket.
But I'm saying, like the 13th player who wasn't even like in the batting cage.
No, he's nuts.
He knew his RBI.
Yeah,
I was like,
nuts.
come on, bro.
He should charge people like a tourist attraction. Nick Turturro could make money to charge other fans to watch him watch a game. You don't even have to engage.
No, I watch him on his Twitter.
Like a live show, like it should be like like a one man show, like somebody does a one man show on Broadway. He could have an audience of people come watch him, and it's not a performance.
No, he's for real.
He's dead ass.
I saw him get really, really fucking agitated. He went to the Angels game when the Yankees played last couple weeks ago, whatever. And he almost got in a fight, bro, like a fist fight. I'm like, come on, dog, you're 50 years old. Don't you find people for, man? Anyways, going on, I'm not happy about the Lonzo situation. It is what it is, you know. I've met all of them, you know. Like I know a lot of the young cats, you know. Like, who were you speaking to? I recorded it too. You were talking to somebody. Was it an NBA analyst? It was a few weeks ago, and you asked him, "So who do you like out of the high school draft?"
Oh, right. It was the guy from Slam, I think.
That's right. Now, my boy Russ Bankston. Russ was the editor of Slam for a while. I didn't know there was a dude above him, right?
Yeah.
And you guys started talking about this shit. And I was ready to jump into the fucking stereo and be like, yo, listen, I'm about to stock both. Because some of the shit that you guys said, whatever, like, listen.
Well, I don't know these fucking kids. That's what I was asking him.
Listen, I'm talking about, like, one of the guys he mentioned is Bull, son.
Right.
He's a good friend of mine. He's like my little fucking, like my little nephew, you know. I fuck with Sharif and, you know, look at a lot of guys and whatever.
Right.
And there's a couple guys. But going on, I'm sorry we're jumping all over the place, but like.
We're all over the fucking place.
We're all over the fucking place. But like, the other day you're talking about with Candace, you're talking about LeBron. I'm just like, yo, listen, I'll give him his due diligence and, you know, whatever. But listen, man, I'm sorry. I don't care if you hit these game-winning shots. That's great, right? You're not hitting those game-winning shots in your fucking 6 finals and you only won 3. Like, bro, I'm sorry, man. I agree. To me, I'm sorry.
But listen, you know I'm with you. I am on the front lines of the LeBron hate.
I'm in front of the front line, bro.
But I'm like on the front. Like, okay. I mean, the ramifications of my LeBron hate, there's ramifications.
No, it's gotten bad with me too because Dwayne Wade is a friend of mine, Gab, you know, in that whole...
it's like, you know, there's been ramifications and I'll take it because I know that I give him his credit and I also give him a credit. It's like, in order to hate LeBron, you have to like suck him off. It's like, you got to he's a great person. Well, he's this. I'm like, but I don't fucking like him as a player. Like, like Jordan. Like, I don't like... It's like, but it's
Jordan
crazy.
never called himself king.
All of the fucking things. I'm not going to let fucking LeBron James hijack the Ben Baller interview.
Okay, yeah.
But I will say this. I will say fucking this.
Then I'll win in the championship.
The fucking party is over. The fucking party's over for those motherfuckers. I think Boston's going to beat them, and I didn't think that.
If Boston had everyone healthy tomorrow.
I think they'd be a different team. I don't know how they'd be.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think because they didn't play for, you know, would they be?
I don't know. I don't know. They're going to, trust me, Kyrie Irving's on the bench going, oh, shit.
Do you think Boston has a chance against Houston or Golden State Warriors?
No. But they're not going to get swept.
By the way,
that fucking Brad Stevens is like, that motherfucker's like, but they're talented.
And remember, I'm a Laker fan, so all the other rivalries that came around recently, that's nothing compared to that OG Boston Lakers.
No, nothing.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm talking about people get fucking beat up and fucking going to fucking, you know what I mean? Going to Boston, trying to wear some blue and purple and gold.
No, you don't do that.
You get your ass beat.
Yeah.
And like, dude, me and Mark Wahlberg, he ordered some expensive ass shit. We've been friends since 92. Me and Mark aren't even speaking right now because of how I spoke about the world. I don't know if you saw, I went nuts on the Super Bowl because I fucking hate Tom Brady.
Me too.
Like, I can't stand Tom Brady. And now we're not speaking and he's not ordering the jewelry and I don't give a fuck.
Are you serious?
Care. Yeah, dude, it's gotten that deep. Wahlberg's not he hasn't texted me, not called me.
The thing about Boston fans is like, for teams that are successful as him, they have the worst sense of humor. Like, if my team was as good as their team, like, you can make all the jokes you want.
No, true.
Like, of course, they don't understand why, because you know what it is? It's homoerotic. A lot of these Boston fans, they want to fuck Tom Brady. Oh. They don't just want to be like Tom. They want to fuck Tom Brady.
You really think that too?
Yes. They have like crushes on him. Like, it's an erotic thing. They want to fuck Tom Brady. Listen, Ben Baller, we got to shut it down.
Yeah.
I knew we weren't going to compartmentalize because although you're Korean, you're neurotic like a Jew. We didn't even get into the reasonable doubt. I mean, I had lists of shit.
No, I know.
Part 2's coming up.
For sure.
We might have to break this into fucking 3 parts. Ben Baller, I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. This is a certified classic. Ben Baller made the chain. Ben Baller made the podcast. We're done. All right, I told you, I don't play games here. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Ben Baller, special guest. That was part 1. I mean, this fucking guy can go on and on and on and on and on. I appreciate you rocking with the best. G Moody, last name rhymes with duty.
Yeah.
I apologize for the fuck up. Rule number 1 now, again, is officially always plug your mic in. Rule number 2 is no fact checking at the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Ben Baller, thanks for rocking with us. Miles, Jordan, take us out of here with something funky, something nice for the people. G Moody, last name rhymes with duty. We're done.
Peace.